Good morning and welcome to the beautiful Coolidge Ground here in Antigua as we get ready for round 3 in the West Indies Under 19 Rising Stars Women Tournament. We have the Leeward Islands playing against Barbados. With me, we have Miss Aliyah Weeks, she's nearest to me, then CWI Edwards, the match referee. We also have Miss Tiani Herbert. Yes. And first will be Mr. Thomas. Right, we're going to have the toss. Aliyah has the coin, and Tiani is going to call.
Heads is the call. The tails.
So, yeah, the Leeward Islands have won the toss. Aliyah, you've won the toss. What are you going to do? Right. Any reason why you're going to field? What total you think you want to defend today? At least 80. Okay. You had a close one the last time out. I hope you go well today. Okay, Ms. Myers, welcome. You've lost the toss, but they've actually had first strike. Your thoughts on that?
I think it's the pitch balance. I don't know about the first one, but to go first to keep the momentum. Go first the last game, but at the first on the pitch.
What do you think is a decent total though?
For my team, we're looking to scrap this like on this pitch. The outfield, 45, 50 grades. I think that's an defense.
Any changes coming to this game?
One change, Alicia Bradford.
Okay, thanks very much. Go well.
Thank you.
Well, you heard it here. The Leeward Islands, they've won the toss and they've decided to have first bowl.
Welcome to the Coolidge Cricket Ground here in Antigua. It's just next door to the VC Bird International Airport. And we're here to bring you live coverage of the CWI Rising Stars Women's Under 19 Championship match between the defending champions Barbados and the Leeward Islands. Both teams would have already chalked up a victory. Barbados in their last match against the Windward Islands over at Bethesda. The Leewards winning their first game against the Windwards in Liberta, but losing to Jamaica in their second match on Sunday. And Barbados, when their first game was rained out against Guyana, and they defeated the Windward Islands on Sunday in Bethesda. So that's an intriguing situation set up for today's game. A win for each team, plus a no result and a loss in terms of the Leewards and Barbados. The toss has been won by the Leeward Islands, and they have asked Barbados to bat first. And it's going to be Ebony Bratwit, the Barbados batter, and Jadea Holder, her partner, to open the innings for the Barbados team. It's a 20 overs affair, and Aliyah Weeks, the Leeward Islands captain, she'll be bowling the first ball of today's match. So the umpires, umpire Tate, standing at the bowler's end, and he is with Melissa Laurie, who is at square leg. So it's gonna be Bratwit, West Indies senior women's player, drafted into the West Indies team earlier this year for a series against Sri Lanka. And now she's facing the first delivery of the third round match between the Leeward Islands and Barbados. And this delivery is wide of Austin, taking an outside edge and keeping low. Wicketkeeper Skerritt going to her right. Just couldn't get the gloves to it, maybe dying on her before it got to her. So let's give you the Barbados team. It's Ebony Bratwit, Chelsea Broom, Zanaya Bruce, Dikaira Collymore, Sabriel Headley, Tiana Herbert Mayers, the captain, Jadea Holder, Camille Matthew Broom, Zoe McAllister, Chantel Moore, and Sanaya Turney. And in terms of the Leeward's team, Mauricia Lewis, Aliyah Weeks, the captain, she is getting ready to bowl the second ball of the day's play. Going down the onside, did it take some part of her body? No, says the umpire. It's a wide signal. So let's continue with the Leeward's team. Zara Skerry, the wicket keeper. Kenrick Skeet. Jakaiza Smitten. Lois George. Ruchira Daly. Ketanya Skeppel. Sequania Dasnet. Leanga Warner. And Inika Wilson. So the Leeward team. Third delivery of the morning. Puncher went nicely. And 4 good looking runs there for the Barbados batter. Bratwit. And she moves on to 5. And the score moves on to 7 without loss. Just on about the off stump, and Bratwit using her good timing, the pace of the delivery as well, and punching it through covers for 4. Good looking shot there. And that will give her the word of confidence, getting the ball out of the sweets, out of the middle of the bat. So the Leewards with a short third man, a short fine leg, a point, cover, extra cover, mid off, mid on, short, squarish mid wicket, and a square leg. That's the feel for the Leeward Islands. Leeward Islands would have been preparing for this tournament, maybe not in the most fancied way one would expect, but nonetheless they're here, and this one is off the pads, and that was Bratwit helping it. That delivery, which was slanting down the onside, and she just flicked it over away behind backward of square, and another boundary for her. So far 10 runs in the over, 9 off the bat, and 1 wide. Bratwit scoring all the runs off the bat so far, as she looks to take advantage of any loose deliveries. Colin James with you in the commentary position, and we look forward to an exciting day of cricket here at the Coolidge Cricket Ground. This delivery wide of off stump, and Bratwit showing good technique and good timing again, just opening the face of the bat and steering it between the vacant point fielder and the short third man, and she gets another boundary. Her third boundary of this over, and already she's into double figures. 13 she is, and the score 15 without loss in the first over. One more delivery to go in this over. And this one causing the wicketkeeper to go dive into her right and single nonetheless. And Bratwit gets her 14th run, and the score 15 without loss at the end of the over. The other new ball bowler for the Leeward Islands, referred to as the Leeward Islands Stormers, and Barbados, do they carry a nickname to their country's name? Don't see that on the team sheet, but it's Bratwit who's going to be faced up, and Leanga Warner, who looks to be a left-arm seamer, coming from around the wicket, and this delivery slanting down the onside, and signal wide by umpire Melissa Lowry. Ball eluding the keeper. Not a good delivery, and 4 runs for the Barbados team. 4 wides. So Barbados going at the clip. 21 without loss. Okay. Just starting the second over. An extra delivery will have to be bold because that was a wide. So she has changed her line, the bowler, Lianga Warner. She is now coming over the wicket. And that's a full pitch delivery and helped away by Bratwit. Really punishing that full end delivery from Warner and giving it the full treatment that it deserved. Another boundary for Bratwit. She rushes on to 18 and the score 25 without loss. Second over just started. As we continue the live coverage on the Cricket 360 network here at the Coolidge Cricket Ground. Bratwit is beaten outside of off stump. That was a good delivery from Warner. Bratwit, tall, well-built batter for Barbados and the West Indies. Very good all-round athlete, I understand. Also does track and field for Barbados, was a curve to game medalist, I think, in the javelin. Goes to school in England. Won another full pitch delivery. This is hit in the air down the ground. Someone is getting on it. Not taking the catch there. She was running back. The ball was slightly dropping over her head. She got both hands to it, but just couldn't pouch it in or hold on to it. And two just runs for the Barbados batter Bratwit. She moves to 20. Really should have held that catch a while ago, but the fielder not holding on to it. It's quite evident that Warner is going to be bowled in full pitch to Bratwit, and here she goes again, another full pitch delivery. And this one is signal a no ball because it was above the waist and signaled 4 by umpire Melissa Lowry. So a very eventful over so far being bowled by Warner. Clearly above the waist, almost close to her chest was that delivery from Warner to Bratwit, and she just pulled it through mid-wicket for 4. A no ball and a free hit. Another full pitch delivery. This one is hit in the air. If she takes the catch, it won't matter because it was a free hit. And nonetheless, the catch wasn't taken. A single was taken. And Bratwit moves on to 25. The score 32 without loss. And we're just midway through the second over. Brings Jadair Holder, who is yet to face a delivery, on strike. Bratwit facing all 11 deliveries so far. As she waits for Warner. Better line delivery. Well pitched up and beating the left-hander Holder outside of the off stump. So no doubt Warner will be pleased with that delivery a while ago. Can she complete the over with this delivery? She has already bowled 1 wide and a no ball, all going for boundaries. And here's again, she's transgressing, another wide. So she's having her problems, but she has to persevere and really complete this over. As Holder settles, waits for Warner. This one better lined and bringing Holder Ford playing a drive down the onside to end the over. At the end of it, 34 without loss. And as I say, good morning to my co-commentator, Marty Richards. Good morning to you, Marty.
Good morning, Colin. Good morning, everyone.
Great to see you.
Yeah, good to see you too. It's been a while.
Yes, what?
It's good to be here. Yeah,
At...
but we're here now.
Yes.
It's good to be here at this women's under-19 T20 tournament here, the Rising Stars here in Antigua. It's fantastic to see this pool of women and girls players expanding by the day. Good initiative. It's good to see the turnout as well. The players, they've obviously been waiting for opportunities such as this.
Weeks continues with the first ball of our second over. And this is Bradford going back onto the back foot and punching this one through the point area for 4. Bradford took a talented player.
Oh, she is, isn't she? She's already had a taste of international cricket, Colin. So this level, she should dominate.
Yes.
In my opinion. And she's made a dominant start, 25 off 11 so far.
Didn't get much in that game against the Windies Islands up in Bethesda on Sunday. She was the lone wicket to fall. So she would want to make amends for that. Based on her ability, talent, and the status that she has so far as a West Indies senior player. 29 she is, 38 without loss.
29 now with that 4.
Yes, 29, yes. And this is just the third over, so Leeward's opening bowlers, Weeks, the captain, and Warner would want to pull back the scoring rate. She's playing this one in the air, but safely. Maybe not the intended shot she was looking for. Maybe might have held back a bit as well. Because if she had gone through with the shot, in my estimation, Maddie, she would have gotten that one over the mid-wicket area and maybe closer to the boundary.
Yeah, definitely. The timing just a little off on that one, as you said, maybe a bit too paced. This pitch, we've had a bit of rain around, but it still looks pretty good conditions here. You get good value for your strokes, good outfield. Left-hander Holder on strike.
Yes. And she's back and playing back to the bowler. You saw a shot of some of the Barbados supporters, parents, and maybe other relatives of players in the Barbados team. They were at Bethesda on Sunday, so obviously they have come for the full duration of this tournament.
It's good to see.
Trinidad also have their support team as well. Maybe about 20, 30 of them.
It's something you see in the age group tournaments, be it male, female, throughout the age groups. You see, especially Barbados, Trinidad, they come with their traveling support. Adds to the atmosphere as well at the grounds.
I'm going to ask a question about that. Missing her run is weeks. Is it a sign of the Barbados and Trinidadian economy why
possibly
parents and relatives can travel around with the team? As opposed to maybe Guyana, Jamaica, the Leewards, the Windwards?
Maybe that's one of the factors, we'd say.
Weeks beating Bradford just on about the off stump, and luckily for Bradford, the ball also went past the stumps. Close call there, Mali.
Yeah, very close indeed. Good delivery that from Weeks around the wicket. We're still in this power play, so fielding restrictions only allow the 2 fielders outside. They're opting for fine leg and third man. But so far in this over, it's been a good comeback over this from Aaliyah Weeks.
Yes. Driven away. We'll run close to the rope, but only 2 runs because, as Mali would have indicated, the outfield might be a little bit heavy because there would have been maybe some rain yesterday, some rain maybe overnight and early this morning here in the Coolidge area. So that might be a factor. And we have some cloud cover.
Yeah.
Nothing threatening at the moment. The clouds are more in the northern side of the ground and somewhat on the eastern side. wide delivery there from Weeks. And we do welcome the rain in Antigua, Mali. I don't know if you were around for the last month or so, because I know you were island hopping to
Yeah,
some
yeah, I
extent
was,
with the senior West Indies team in their series against, was it Pakistan?
Pakistan, yes, yes. I was at home for the Sri Lanka series, so it's very dry. We've been lacking rain here for months.
So the farmers, no doubt, would have welcomed the rain, and generally around across Antigua and Barbuda. That brings up the end of the third over. Extras 10, Brathwaite on 30, holder 2, 42 without loss.
Yeah, good in the context of this match. A good comeback over that from Aaliyah Weeks. Conceded 16 or 17 in our first, 16, 8 in the second. So she should take some confidence from that. I think what's also important when we're watching these games, I haven't gotten the chance to see too much so far, but when analyzing these games, you've got to remember that these players, especially these girls, are really in the infancy of their cricketing career.
And some are probably playing for the first
time, yes.
Interestingly, we're speaking to the former Cricket West Indies president, Ricky Skerritt, and also former Leeward Islands board president and former West Indies men's team manager. He's here supporting his daughter, Zara Skerritt.
Oh, wow.
She actually goes to school in England.
The wicket-keeper.
Yes. Well, he was telling me she's not a wicket-keeper. She's an opening batter.
But she's...
because of the dirt or lack of talent in the Leewards in terms of wicket-keeper, she has to step in and do the duties.
She has to take the gloves, don the gloves. So that...
She brought a friend with her from England. I'm going to point her out to you shortly, Maddie. This one is a full pitch delivery and hit down the ground in the air safely by Ebony Brathwaite. 4 runs to her.
Yeah, another 4. A player of her class, full toss, she'll put that away 9 times out of 10. Warner just missing her length. I saw her in the previous match briefly versus the Windwards. Or 2 matches ago, should I say. I thought she was pretty good, the younger Warner. Showed a bit of talent, especially with the new ball. Good control, but here today, just struggling a little bit. But you do expect that, as we said, with these young players.
Yes. They're not going to be overnight professionals or overnight stars. Certainly a teething process. And I'm wondering if, because of the cloud cover, the coaches in the Leeward's team, Percy Daniel and Pernell Watley, might have said to the bowlers, bowl at a full length, let the conditions do the rest. But as you can see, one is a left armer and delivery keeping a bit low, wide of the off stump. And it was still going after it.
And I thought one thing in the Leewards is for sure, these young girls wouldn't get too many games in, especially in this region.
Not even at the school,
right?
Community club, national level.
Right?
What's going on, Mali?
I don't
That's
know.
Something we need to discuss.
Definitely.
And this is an angled drive. Well played by Brathwaite. For a moment, she looked little bit off balance, but she was to the pitch of the delivery and driving with an angled bat through cover for 4.
Yeah, once again, Warner just missing her length. Another full toss. This one just slightly wide of the off stump. And Brathwaite good enough to find that gap through the extra cover region. That's easy for Ebony Brathwaite, as we said, a player with international experience,
Yes.
Someone West Indies are looking to bank on in the present and the future.
Wide signal. And the batter scampered through for the wide, sorry. Keeper, well, with what I would have been told in terms of Zara Scurry, the keeper, she's just doing the job because no one else is there to do it.
And that's the thing, sometimes being in a team, you've got to do jobs that maybe you're not most comfortable doing. So a part of the team aspect, team sports.
I was also told by Ricky Skerritt that this version, on the 19 version of the regional under 19 tournament started 2019. Leeward didn't even have a team to compete. First time they're fielding a team with 11 players of some ability. This one is it in the air. Can she take it? Oh, that was, in my view, maybe misjudged.
Yep.
It was over her head. But maybe had she maybe picked up the trajectory of the ball quicker, she might have been able to hold on to that catch. Or did she move in a little bit too early, Maddie?
Yeah, as you said, just slightly misjudged there in terms of the flight, the trajectory of that ball coming her way. It was definitely a chance for the Leewards. Chances that have to be taken, but a lot of these girls are going through these experiences for the first time. One, or maybe just bowling with a bit of a wet ball, struggling to control that.
Warner tries again. Brathwaite will get a single. She was somewhat lucky not to have been caught at that wideish mid-on position, but she ends the over with a single. She moves to 5. Holder, Brathwaite is on 38, and it's 55 without loss after 4 overs.
Yeah, Ebony Brathwaite leading the charge for Barbados. Debuted earlier this year for the West Indies versus Sri Lanka down in Grenada.
How you saw her performance?
I did. Obviously, it's a real step up, isn't it, for a lot of these girls, these young players. She's obviously been picked on potential, showed that potential in I think it was the Women's Super 50, T20 Blaze. Got her opportunity for the West Indies. And she found it a bit tough up against Sri Lanka to begin with. And then Australia, the cream of the crop in terms of women's cricket. So it's a bit of a baptism of fire for young Brathwaite.
Louis George. Well, I was going to point out to you, Mali, that she's actually English born and bred. Let's watch her first delivery. Very good delivery. Just a bit wide of off stump, but asking the batter to really respect it. She is the friend of Zara Skerritt. Both goes to the same school in Yorkshire. And Zara asked her, or she might have asked Zara, to come to Antigua for this tournament. As you know, it goes with friends. And there she is striking for the Leeward Islands. That one was a full pitch delivery, just on about middle and leg stump, and striking Brathwaite on the back foot. And umpire Tate raising the dreaded finger, sending Holder back to the pavilion. Holder driving, but not getting to the pitch of the delivery. Maybe swung in a bit late and striking a plumb in front, leg before wicket. Holder goes back. Barbados 55 for 1.
Yeah, the first wicket down here for Barbados. Good start this in the first power play, 55 for 1. So they've gotten off to an absolute flyer. But Lois George, as you said, all the way from the UK here to Coolidge. As you know, we're right next to the airport here at the Coolidge Cricket Ground. So she's come and she's made an impact instantly in this match versus Barbados. As you said, good decision, full delivery. I was probably nailing middle and leg. Missed by Holder. So far, I like what I see from Lois George. Nice run up, nice action.
So in comes the Barbados captain, Tiana Herbert Mayers. One of the key players in the Barbados team. She also opens the bowling, right arm off spinner. And very noticeable that the 3 batters or the 3 players so far we have seen from Barbados, Maddie, look well built.
Yeah, strong, athletic, good athletes. Barbados history of producing good cricketers, male and female. I think to Hayley Matthews, maybe the premier all-rounder in women's cricket today.
So Herbert Mayers faced the first delivery, and right away she's in line and playing it to the mid-off fielder.
She's also got that not international experience, but professional experience playing for Barbados.
So second delivery. Again, this one is bang on line. And Mayers respecting it. Thing about Barbados cricket is that they have a women's league, and if there's also a boys competition with some of these ladies play in. And one such player who comes to mind is Bruce. Zanaya Bruce, 13 years, and already playing among the boys above her age and doing well. So, single, was it? Yes, for Mies. She's off the mark. Delivery, first transgression by George, wide off stump, signal wide by umpire Tate. Good stop there with her outstretched left foot in the covers. That had gone past her. Brathwaite might have been looking for another boundary. But again, George getting it maybe a little bit over pitch. Right away, Brathwaite was driving, but an outstretched left booter, saving the day for the Leewards.
Just what the bowler would need and want in this situation. Good fielding supporting the bowling.
This is one is turned around the corner for a single by Brathwaite. She gets a 39th run. No ball signaled by the umpire. That was a front foot no ball. Free hit. Really didn't saw that one coming, but umpire Tate, who is in the best position to judge.
Unlucky that she's looking to escape out of this over with just the 3 so far, just the 1 run off the bat in the over.
Herbert Mies faces and driving that free hit of a delivery straight to short mid wicket, and that brings up the end of it. And Barbados being asked about 60 for 1, Brathwaite 39, Holder going for 5, and Herbert Mies, who I reckon is 1. The 2 not out batters, Ebony Brathwaite and Tiana Herbert Mies. So another boarding changed from the northern or foreign. Should we call that the airport road then?
Yeah.
The bowler is Dasant, Sequania Dasant. I like how they spell Sequania. Full pitch delivery, hit in the air. There's a chance for a catch, but just dropping short of both the bowler Dasant and the fielder coming in from extra cover. But it's quite noticeable that the Leeward's bowlers are employing a full length line of attack to these Barbados batters, Marty.
Yeah, definitely. I'm not sure it's the length that they're actually trying to bowl in terms of the full tosses, but they're trying to keep the ball up to the Barbadian batters.
Maybe strain a bit in terms of the length, but they certainly want to bowl full pitch.
Just there, not bad. Not bad delivery that from this end.
Much better.
Yeah.
So Sequania is spelled Quinya.
Interesting.
Haven't come across Dasant as a surname before now in my life, Marty.
Well, there's always a first
for everything.
For everything, as they say.
Nothing happens before it times.
Definitely. Right down medium pace so far. She's operated from over the wicket. 2 singles from the first 2 deliveries.
So it's a good delivery, forcing Brathwaite on the back foot to defend. And although I didn't see the Leeward's first 2 matches because I was over in Bethesda and they were playing in I was at Bethesda, they were playing in
Liberta, yeah.
I think from what I've seen this morning in terms of the bowling, seems to be much improved or improving as the matches go along. So it only shows that the more you play, the better you get.
It's what you'd expect as well, as he said. These full toss hit high this time. It'll go to mid wicket. Will it be taken though? In the end, the chance goes down. It was a swirling catch. The second time we've seen a slight misjudgment from the Leewards in the field.
Yes, and I think it's the 3rd occasion, maybe just before you came out.
Yes.
There was one when Brathwaite was skying the ball in the air, not a misjudge. Holder, who was dismissed, was also also offered a chance. It was misjudged, and it's the second chance going the begging of the bat of Brathwaite. Although she's on 42 of 22 balls, should have already been back in the pavilion.
Yeah.
And her captain, Herbert Mays, having a quiet word in the telling them, take your time. We're just in the 6th over. 14 still to go. This one is down the onside, and she's giving it the full treatment. Over the ropes for 4. 4 good-looking ones there from Brathwaite, and she really timed that one to perfection.
Yeah, she did. She's quite strong in that region. Anything on her legs, just outside that leg stump, just needed to make contact. As you see here, she does. Swings it away. No fielders in that position. 1 bounce 4.
And looking at her stance, Brathwaite, her left foot is pointing to the onside. Would you think that left foot should be more looking down to mid-on, mid-off?
Well, it's not a...
Is the comfort? How you feel about
What I think is that players can't be the same. So it just depends on whether that works for her. Slightly open stance for me here.
That sent to Brathwaite down the onside.
The main thing for me is her head position. Is her head in a good position
where
to
she's looking
finish?
at the ball.
Yes. And upon
From
contact.
what position she's looking at the ball in terms of her head position?
Yeah, she needs to keep that head forward.
The 6th over is over. It's 68 for 1. Barbados being asked to bat by the Leeward Islands. And the point you're making in terms of the head position is something I heard Brian Lara speaking too about at Sagari Sober's funeral. That Sagari was telling him at one point he wasn't seeing the ball. So I guess it's about, how you're picking up the line on the ball.
Exactly, to begin with. That's the first thing. That's the aspect of batting which gives you all the information as a batter in which to make a decision. You think back to someone like a Shivnarine Chandapur, very unorthodox as we see the Barbados supporters in the stands here. The Coolidge Cricket Ground, it'll be Lois George to continue.
And you just saw a shot of her mother as well.
Oh, wow.
Her mother is here to support her.
So far, the extras have just...
Is he sick? For a moment, I wonder if he's pulling back from signaling the wide umpire Tate. But I guess he was waiting for the ball to go through to the wicket keeper.
I thought Descent possibly got away with one in that final delivery, the last over as well.
I thought so myself too. George, better delivery. That's what you want to see from a bowler at any level. Getting it on or around middle and off and keeping the batter honest. May settle. She's on 1 from 5, 69 for 1. We're in the 7th over. She can't take advantage of delivery, which was a bit short and wide.
But just slightly slower, that one from Lois George. So maybe just taking a bit of pace off now as well. As you said, coming up playing cricket in England. These are the skills that would be taught at least early in her career. That's a bit fuller driven. Still can't find the gap. So just the one wide from the first, 3 deliveries of this over so far?
Should we say 3 legitimate deliveries?
Legitimate deliveries. She had that wide to begin with.
George would try again. And this is a bad delivery and pulled away. And good work on the boundary there by the Leeward Islands fielder. She came around to her right, kept her eyes on the ball, got her body behind of it, and stopped it from going over the ropes. So good fielding.
It was good athletic stuff. She had to move quite quickly to her right, didn't she?
Yes. So it clearly shows some work would have been done with these players in terms of their fielding. Maybe the balls that go in the air, maybe there's where some work needs to be done in terms of catching. Again, how much time would the coaches would have had with these players to, pick up these things and work on the weaknesses?
And it's something you see throughout. Even in the women's international game, the fielding has really improved. Fielding and catching has improved, I'd say, over the last 5 years. You see some real athletic stuff out there now in the women's game. Oh, this one's hit almost the leading end straight back to the bowler. Bit of pace offers again. Good over. Just 2 runs from that from George. 70 for 1.
I like her.
Yeah.
I like her as a cricketer all round so far. She's enthusiastic in the field and she's really warming to her task as a bowler for the Leeward Islands.
Yeah, good power play that though for Barbados. They'll be happy with where they're at the moment.
10 runs, just around 10 runs and over.
Yeah, they'll be happy with that. Obviously, we've had a few extras, few wayward deliveries. Brathwaite getting off to a good start. She'll want to go on, bat as deep as possible, get as big a score as possible here.
Dasant will continue. Short delivery. Pulled around the corner by Herbert Mears. Just through mid-wicket. And the mid-wicket fielder fielding well. Doing what is required of her. Limiting the batsman or the batters to a single. Having grown up for maybe the better part of 30, 40 years of my life, man, talking about batsmen. Batter now is the word.
Batter, yeah. Yep. So a real adjustment needs to be made. Yeah, that happened to me as well, especially the first time I was doing women's cricket. Yeah, I had to really change the lingo, get with the times, as they say.
Previous delivery from Dasent, going over the head of the batter and beating the wicketkeeper. No ball signal, now a free hit for Brathwaite. She's 46 from 27. Will she try to get to her half century with this free hit?
Well, she's 1 hit away. Guess if she served up a full toss, she'll look to take full advantage here.
Dasent tries again. Short and pulled in the air. This is a chance for a catch. The fielder is settling up. Oh my, again. I was saying the fielder was settling on it, but she wasn't actually. The ball goes into the boundary for 4. That's a half century from Brathwaite as she waves up back to her teammates in the dressing room. And she gets a round of a big hug from her captain, Herbert Mears, but she should have been dismissed there again.
Yeah, but it was a free hit, remember, so she couldn't. Yes. Yeah, she couldn't get dismissed. But at least the 4 runs should have been saved by Lianga Warner. There on that deep backward square boundary. In fact, she's just in front of square on the onside. 3 fielders on the boundary for the Leewards, just outside of the power play.
Sam tries again, another short delivery.
That's a shot.
Away. No need for me to say anything more.
Absolute beautiful shot. She held her pose as well, did Ebony Brathwaite. The best shot I've seen from her today. Well timed, looked in full control of that one on the back foot, just staying a bit leg side of that delivery to access the offside. A beautiful stroke, and you could tell with the way she held the post. She really liked that as well, Colin.
Yes, yes.
Mm.
Giving herself room
Mhm.
and really showing the full face of the bat and timing. She does it maybe to temper some of her aggression at times.
Mm.
And if she can play with most of her shots on the ground like that, she will certainly score heavy.
She definitely can, and I think Leewards as well should recognize that they've got the option of having the extra fielder on the boundary as well. Just a 3 outside at the moment. So you'd think, especially on that offside boundary, you'd want to have maybe that cover fielder deep. But at the moment, just got the fine leg, this deep square and mid on. Long on, should I say. Another wide.
Yeah. Maybe they can compensate with the. Would you maintain the long on?
Well, you've got the option, right? So it's not at the moment where you have to maybe bring in the long on and then push out a deep extra cover. You can have both.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's them tries again. This one is in the air, but safely so. Hit powerfully down the ground, away from the mid-off fielder. And 4 good-looking runs for Bradford. She hustles on to 58.
Yeah, she's just starting to find her best form now, looking a lot more confident. Once again, you see that slightly open stance, staying a bit leg side of these deliveries. But she's got good hand-eye coordination.
All-round athlete as well. She's the Character Games javelin gold medalist.
So you can tell heavily.
Yeah, attends schools in England and also plays cricket in England.
Very strong upper body.
Yes.
Ebony Brathwaite. But you want to see her dominate in these situations. It's there again through the covers. So the 4th boundary in this over from Sequania Descent. Very expensive over indeed. Brathwaite now finding her best form. The score races to 89 for 1 from 8 overs.
Yes, so the Leewards are going to have to put it back in the field. So, they need to get one of these 2 batters out if they're going to limit the Barbados total to a gettable one. So far, 89 looks to be a decent total on the board.
With some of the scores that we've seen so far, especially in the conditions here, we've had some rain-affected matches in this tournament.
And the Barbados bowling attack is a good one from what I saw on Sunday in Bethesda.
Yeah, they've got some players or some bowlers with experience of playing cricket at a slightly higher level than this. So you'd always expect maybe Barbados, Trinidad. As you said, they've got a cricket league, a women's cricket league. You've got female clubs in Barbados as well. So you expect them to be slightly ahead of the rest of the West Indies at this stage.
Bowling changes coming up from the commentary box end. Jack Kaiser Smitten. That seems to be a Sankit surname.
Smithen.
Yeah, Sankit's Nevis surname. Wide signal by umpire Tate. One of the things I believe I'm going to have to do, maybe during the break, especially, is to maybe have a chat with the manager of the Leeward team to get a little bit more information about some of these players. Because I think it's for the benefit of our viewers and listeners that we know a little bit of intel, where these players are from, which island they're from, if they have any connection with any past or present cricketer. Should have taken that catch. She didn't really get around in the correct fashion to take it, and it went for a single. That was Dasant.
Yeah, it was Sequania Descent. They're just misjudging another ball in the air. And you pointed it out. This is an area in which you already see where these girls have a lot of work to do in terms of judging these catches.
Yeah, and it doesn't come overnight.
Oh, definitely not. Definitely not. But not being too harsh or even criticizing.
Not at
We
all.
know a lot of these girls are very inexperienced, even at this level. So they're learning on the job. So we take that into account as well.
Let's have a look at Smitten. Looks to be right off spinner. And this one is hitting the air again by Bradwitt. She's trying to go to aerial wood, but she's not succeeding as much as she would want to. And she has more success playing it on the ground now. So maybe something that she needs to work on. This one floated up on the leg stump, and Captain Herbert Mayers just opening her body slightly and playing it into the vacant mid-wicket region for a single. Only 3 runs off the bat plus a wide in this over so far. So she's not doing a bad job in terms of Smitten.
Not at all. Very good job so far. Just the one delivery remaining. So she'll try or hopefully try to escape out of this over without a boundary or a maximum.
She's running from very close to the umpire and very close to the stumps as well.
Good.
Good over from Kaiser Smitten there. Only conceding 4 runs, 5 runs if you include the wide, and just pegging back the Barbados batters. Bradwitt on 63 from 36 balls, and Herbert Mayers, the captain, 5 on 1, 93 for 1 off after 9 overs.
And yeah, even from a Leeward Islands perspective now, Jakasia Smith in there with her off spinners. This is an important part of her development. She's bowling to a international player. I'm not sure she would have played much cricket versus someone who would have played international cricket. So at this stage, it's a good gauge for her in terms of where her bowling's at, what she needs to do. Bowled the majority of those deliveries to Ebony Brathwaite. Got out the over with just 4 singles, 3 singles and a wide. So she'll take a lot of confidence from that going forward. Warner comes back into the attack. It's very expensive. Conceded 31 from her first 2 overs. Once again, the Leeward still opting for just the 3 fielders on the boundary.
So what will be Warner's line and length in the second spell? Still full pitch. And umpire Melissa Lowry saying that's a no ball because it was above the waist.
And this will be the first game, I think, if I'm not mistaken, for the Leewards here at the Coolidge Cricket Ground. So the dimensions are different. Maybe just struggling with the run-up slightly. These are the things that you contend with as a cricketer. You go from ground to ground, conditions slightly different, dimensions of the field slightly different. One run-up is a bit more uphill.
Bold! Well, that one was maybe pitched midway down in the pitch, but again, free hit, no wicket.
Yeah, for a second, Warner thought she was in the wickets there. But at the very least, it was a dot delivery.
Yes.
That's a good dot for the Leewards in this situation. Barbados absolutely running away 94 for 1. Still within the first 10. Once again, the low full toss this time, slightly better. She'll be happier with that. Warner, she's got a bit of talent. You can see it. She's quite rhythmical. She's got good action, and she bowls with that left arm. So that's something you always need in your bowling attack. Just there, good delivery once again. Just needs to hone in on this area. Look to replicate that over and over. Doesn't need to try anything too special at the moment. Let the conditions do the work.
You know, one of the things that I would have loved to see after this delivery, Mali, in terms of spectator support for this tournament, was that the schools would have been notified, and maybe every game that is being played, maybe 2 or 3 schools busting for to watch these matches, especially the young ladies.
Yeah.
Because one of the things I believe that we need to do now in Antigua is to start some level of a female program, whether it be at the school level, the community level. Something has to be done, because we can't be hosting these tournaments and we don't have our girls being involved in some level of cricket here in Antigua. I only want to speak to Antigua, because I don't know what goes on in the other islands.
Exactly. We have to speak about what we know.
Yes. And if we're saying that we're this great cricketing nation and we have the headquarters of Cricket West Indies, Leeward Cricket Board is headquarters here. We have the Antigua and Barbados Cricket Association. We have young ladies in the schools. Why isn't there some level of female cricket in Antigua?
Yeah, we're talking about being proactive as opposed to reactive.
Yes. I can remember back in, when was the Women's World Cup played in the Caribbean for the first time? I think Antigua hosted the semi-finals and finals. What was 2018? Around there?
Yes, I think so.
I remember putting a paper together after the tournament for the advent of a female program. Maybe I need to go and revisit it and see what my thoughts were back then. That's 8 years ago. So that brings up the end of the 10th over. Barbados 96 for 1, Brathwaite 63, Herbert Mayer 6. Holder, who has been dismissed, she made 5. And the lone wicket taker so far for the Leewards, George, she has 1 wicket to her name. After 10, Mali, your thoughts?
Yeah, it's fair to say Barbados probably will be happier of the two teams at the halfway stage of this first innings. 96 for 1 there. Gun batting Ebony Brathwaite getting off to a flyer, 63 or 37 at the moment. So she'll be looking at 100. 100 will be definitely within reach here for young Ebony Brathwaite. And as we said, there's just been some elements of encouragement from the Leewards as well. You think of Lois George, she's bowled particularly well in these circumstances. So as you said, the lone wicket taker. She's been consistent. She's been in the right area more often than not. But Barbados definitely in the ascendancy. 96 for 1.
So we take a quick break and then we come back in a minute or two. So we're back here at the Coolidge Cricket Ground, just next door to the VC Bird International Airport in Antigua, for the continuation of the CWI Under 19 Rising Stars Women's Championship match between the Leeward Islands, who are in the field, and Barbados. Batting Barbados after 10 overs were 96 for 1. We're into the 11th over, and 2 runs for the Barbados captain, Tiana Herbert Mayers. Score moves on to 98.
Yeah, she's been a little slower in terms of her strike rate, Colin. 8 of 19 now, but Brathwaite, 63 of 37. She's allowed her to just find a bit of time at the crease.
Smitten.
And where both these batters have just struggled slightly with the ball, just a little bit slower.
Yeah, that's the point I was going to make it. Yeah, you keep it a little bit slow, and they struggle for timing.
Yes. Obviously, they like the ball coming onto the bat, maybe playing on those Barbadian wickets, so the ball comes on a bit more. There's a bit more bounce.
Smitten. That one was a flighted delivery. Herbert Mayers driving back to the border. Again, she's just varying her line and length on this occasion.
So if you think Tiani Herbert Mayers would have played for Barbados way back in 2023, and she's still under 19 at this stage, so very young indeed in terms of when she would have made her debut in women's cricket.
And it's always a good sign when you're bringing your young players into the game early. Oh, yes! She held on to it. Maybe on the 4th or 5th attempt, it was pulled powerfully. I think it's Rashira Daly. It was pulled powerfully by Herbert Mayers, the Barbados captain, to short mid-wicket, and it bubbled about 3 or 4 times in the hands of Daly, and she managed to hold on to it. That would give not only her, but the rest of the Leeward Islands fielders a word of confidence, as Herbert Mayers goes for 8, Barbados 98 for 2, Mali.
Well, it was hit powerfully to her at mid-wicket. She's in quite close there in that position. She didn't have much time in which to make a decision. It was hit straight to her. In the end, as you said, 1, 2, 3, 4 juggles.
Yes.
And the Leewards have held on to one here, 98 for 2 now. Herbert goes for 8 of 21 deliveries. And the best way to slow down the scoring rate is to take wickets.
Yes. And Sanaya Bruce, who is actually just 13 years old, Mali,
Wow.
comes to the crease.
Yeah, it looks like a lefty at the moment. Let's see which way she shapes up.
And I'm being told from my Barbados sources that she dominates the boys cricket at her age group and above.
Well, if you think 13 years old, she's here playing in the under 19, she must be pretty decent.
First time I'm going to see her. Maybe it's the first chance she's getting to bat in the tournament.
In the tournament so far, coming in at number 4.
Yes, because the first game for Barbados was rained out, and they only lost 1 wicket when they batted against the Windwards up in Bethesda on Sunday.
Yeah, lefty. She just looked like a lefty when she walked out, to be fair. Zanaya Bruce. Smithon's going to change her line of attack, going around the wicket.
And Smitten has taken 1 for 6. This is just her second over.
Yeah, she's done a very good job here so far. 2 deliveries remaining, just 2 from this over and a wicket.
And if she's able to take another wicket in this over, this will be a word of good for the Leeward Islands.
Once again, slow outside the off stump. Bruce just casually knocks it into the offside.
It's actually the end of the over.
Well, so the scoreboard just a little behind here for us on the screen, but over done. Once again, 2 runs from it. Successful over that for Smithon. 98 for 2.
See, a little mid-pitch conference between the 2 Barbados batters, Brathwaite and Bruce, who just came in to face their first delivery. We're going to have a bowling change from the far end, the northern side of the ground. Your favorite cricketer so far for the Leewards, Mali, in Lois
I
George.
don't know if she's the favorite, but so far she's been the best bowler that we've seen in this match for the Leewards. 1 for 7 from her 2 overs. Bowling the power play under pressure. That's also has to be taken into account. Only allowed the 2 fielders outside, and she's opting to bring her fine leg off the boundary into the circle.
She has a very Caribbean name, Lois George.
Lois George.
Wonder if she has Caribbean connections or roots. This is played away by Bratwitt all along the ground through the vacant point region down to third man for 4.
So they've opted to have the 4 fielders on the boundary now, deep point, long off, long on, and deep mid wicket. And just there gets a bit full, not off the middle of the bat, but it does peel away off the outside edge for 4.
Bratwitt 67 from 38. Faces George down the onside. Will that be signaled? Umpire Laurie is saying maybe that was between the legitimate area.
Maybe just took a bit of pad as well, not sure. Umpire Laurie has the better vantage point. Well, the best vantage point.
George just holding that one back just a bit. Nonetheless, Bratwitt was back then forward and turned it square of the wicket. Single. 67. 68 she moves on to from 40 balls.
So obviously she's nowhere near the finished article, is she, Ebony Brathwaite? You obviously see some technical things that she'll have to refine and improve. But what she has is that natural ability to find the boundaries. And I think that's what elevated her to West Indies honours, almost fast-tracked, per se. Not the biggest track record, wasn't the most successful youngster, but she brought a skill set that could definitely be used in the international game.
Bruce facing a second delivery.
And technically, she looks good already. Just 3 deliveries, but she looks technically efficient or proficient, shall I say. Just looks like a batter. Just there. The way she just knocked that into the gap. Obviously, she won't be the most powerful player at this stage. She'll use her timing, try and use the pace of the deliveries, look to deflect. Just the way she's shaping up, the position that she's getting into, that tells you this is a cricketer.
Yes. Her mannerism as well.
Yep.
George beating Bratwitt outside of off, and it will go down to the boundary for 4. Byes signaled by umpire Melissa Laurie. Skerritt, who, although she may not be the first choice or a wicket keeper, maybe just dying on her a bit before it got to her.
Yeah, just died. Didn't have anything behind it. And it's unfortunate from a Leeward's perspective. Would have been a good end to that over. Another good delivery that from Lois George. So we've steamed past 100 now, Barbados. 8 overs remaining. And I have a look at that projected score, Colin. 180. I'll be hoping that Ebony Brathwaite can bat as deep as possible. Yeah, to get anywhere near that. But already I think it'll be a tall order for the Leewards. 108 for 2 here, Barbados.
The engine of an aircraft too. All right, might be picked up by our effects microphone. Smitten, who has been the most economical and one of the successful Leeward Islands bowlers so far.
Oh yeah.
She's going to bowl her third over. She has only conceded 6 runs and has taken a wicket.
Mm.
This is Bruce driving with out the face of the bat, angling it away from any of the fielders, closed in, and she gets a single. Any resemblance of anybody you see in Sanaya Bruce, Mali?
No, not at the moment. She just
Doing her own
I
thing.
like what I see from her though. Just looking to time the ball, not losing her shape, not going for power, just looking to find the gaps. She's 2 off, I think 5 deliveries.
This one is badly lined and short as well, but not taken advantage of by Brathwaite.
Yeah, she got away with one there, did Smithen.
And I think she deserves a little bit of luck.
Oh yeah,
for how well she's been bowling.
definitely. As they say, you make your own luck. So she's put herself in a good position here with the way she's bowled. Just slightly wider the off stump, quicker delivery this time from her. So she's looking to mix up her pace as well, which is good to see. That one will be signal wide, just outside the blue marks there, outside the right-handers off stump. Does she go high and full again, tossing one up? Does she go flatter and fast? It'll be interesting to see.
Deliberate shot by Brathwaite, safely over the head of the fielders inside the circle, down to wideish, deep extra cover. The sweeper coming across. A single, score 111 for 2. We in over number 13. 14-4 so far. Struck in the Barbados innings. Bruce looking to sweep. Beaten down the onside. Kaiser Smitten. Looks to be a name for the future, Mali.
Definitely.
A little bit wide of off stump and too wide in the opinion of umpire Tate.
Yeah, when she works out her bowling action,
Kareem Tate.
you know, as she grows, hand gets a bit bigger, she gets to wrap her fingers around the ball a bit more, impart a bit more revolutions. Be interesting to see how these players develop in the next couple of years, to be honest, Colin.
Yes.
This is where the programs come in.
Yes, I was just going to say that it's what happens after these tournaments. Brings up the end of the 13th over, 112 for 2 Barbados, Brathwaite 69, Herbert Mayes 8, Jakira Holder, the 2 batters out for Barbados. And you want to see a continuation. Now, This is the summer break for school for most of these players, if they're younger, if most of them are younger than 19. And what I think should happen, especially here in Antigua, is that when school reopens in September, there's some sort of female program coming out of the schools. Yeah. I know it's going to be the football season, but if there are girls in the schools who want to play cricket, there are coaches who are level 1 coaches, female level 1 coaches in the Antigua school system who can take maybe a group of girls from different schools and work with them from September.
So we'll see. I wouldn't hold my breath though if I were you, but we'll see.
Yeah, we can advocate, we can talk, we can run up our mouth. But if the policymakers and those who are
people
employed
in position,
to execute the policies, if there's no policy, there will be no execution. So we can only talk. As I said, it's going to be the football season when school reopens in September, but that doesn't mean that there are not girls in the school system who want to play cricket and who wants to play both cricket and football. Because looking at it now, Maddie, there's a Ketonia Skeppel in the Leeward team. She's playing her first game. She's one of our best footballers in Antigua at the female level.
Antiguan.
She plays for the senior national team. She's just about 14, 15. And
This isn't Kerry Skeppel's daughter, is
that's
it?
right.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's right. That's what I'm saying.
Catania.
Yeah.
Right.
And she only got into the team after she saw the Leeward squad practicing and asked if she could be included in the training sessions. This one is heaved high in the air, but it will go for 6. The maximum, as they call it in CPL T20. That was a good shot from Ebony Brathwaite.
Yeah, it was. And that's her strong area there. It's where we've seen her generate the most power, per se.
Yeah.
Just outside that leg stump once again. Just needed to get contact. Went aerial, went high. Sailed a good way. Maybe 10 meters or so behind that boundary. So the power from the young Ebony Brathwaite on show.
Yeah, strained a while ago was the Sant on the onside. And this delivery is full attacking the body of the batter. She couldn't take advantage of that one, maybe quicker as well. But the previous one was slanting down the leg side, and she had enough time and room to dispatch it over the back of the square for 6. And here she now hitting down the ground in the air. The fielder won't get under that one. One bounce into the fence. 6 signaled by umpire Laurie. I thought it had bounced one bounce just inside of the rope, Maddie, but the umpire signaled 6 runs.
Yeah, there's that power again being exhibited from Brathwaite. This time down the ground, not quite full, but as you said, she's a Carifta gold medalist in the javelin, so she's got that strong upper body. Just muscles that over the long on boundary. So 2 maximums in this over from Brathwaite, and she's marching towards 100 now.
81 she is, 49 balls. A short delivery and pulled away, but we'll only get a single because George, who is patrolling the mid-wicket boundary, coming across to her right and limiting the batters to a single. Nonetheless, Brathwaite will return the strike. She's 82 from 50. And it's 125 for 2 after 14 overs. Another refreshment break.
Quick one for the batters this time.
Somewhat warm morning, notwithstanding the cloud cover we have had here at the Coolidge Cricket Ground.
Yeah, umpires need to be a bit stricter here, though. Even though we are dealing with the girls, got to make sure that the Leewards can get through their overs
in time. Would you call that a hydration break?
That's exactly what I call them now. Hydration breaks without the advertising.
Something picked up from
the World Cup.
FIFA World Cup.
Yeah. I wonder if that's something that will stay as well going forward. I know
a lot of climatic conditions.
Yeah, and where it's
and
being,
where the matches are being played.
And also is America.
Yeah.
Take that into account.
Yes, you have to always look at the commercial and political side of things when it comes to the Americans.
Yes.
There was always a political and a commercial intent about the Americans. Nothing is done for the sake of just nothing.
Yes, they understand broadcasts and TV, and they look to...
They look at every detail.
Every aspect.
Every way to maximize.
Yep. Yep.
So Alia Weeks, the captain and opening bowler for the Leeward, continues, and she's strained down the onside and pulled away by Brathwaite. I believe that is, I was going to say maybe it's 1 bounce, but the umpire Kareem Tate says it's 6 more runs for Brathwaite. She goes up to 88. And she's motoring to her the 3 figures.
Yeah, she really is. What's that, her 3rd maximum in 4 deliveries or so? She's really motoring on now. It would be quite special if she was to achieve this 100. I'm not sure too many 100s have been scored at this level, especially in the T20 format.
Would be interesting to find out. Maybe we need to give our friends at CWI a call to find out.
A bit more lenient with the wides on the leg side, no.
Yeah.
But even for young Aaliyah Weeks, she's been expensive, 32.2. But you see the hallmarks of a cricketer. You see the way she runs in. You see the action. You see that she's got quite a lot of talent, really. Just needs to find the right line.
Yes, certainly.
Mm.
That one was always drifting down the onside, signal wide by umpire.
Strong breeze here at the Coolidge Cricket Ground as well.
Yes. Weeks, somewhat of a Monstratton surname. So you wonder if she has that Monstratton pedigree about her.
Fielder at fine leg does very well there.
That was good fielding.
Very good indeed. Saved a certain 4.
Is it Dasant? She seems to be one of the better fielders.
Better fielders there. Exactly what you need in this situation. Fielders backing up the bowlers.
She's beating the batter Bradwood there. Although down the onside, Bradwood was making room for herself. So the
Decent pace as well.
yes.
From Weeks. Quite small in stature, but she gets it through.
I think Weeks is actually from Nevis. I'll make the comment.
That's better. Better area. Straight down George's throat, but through the hands over the boundary. Another maximum for Ebony Brathwaite. Moves her into the 90s now with that stroke. Once again, power from the burly Barbadian.
And George trying for all her work to get under it, but it was over her head. It would have meant that she would have had maybe to get one hand, throw it up in the air, keep it, and then maybe use her reflexes to get back onto the field and her agility to make that a catch. But she just couldn't do it. It was over her head. 6 more runs, 2 sixes in this over.
13 runs from it so far, 1 delivery remaining. It's good delivery to finish. Finishes with a dot.
Yeah, good comeback delivery there. Nevertheless, the score remains on 138 for 2. Over number 15 completed. And 29 extras, something that the Leewards would have to work on.
Yeah, it's the second top score in the inning so far.
I think they conceded 34 extras against Jamaica. They had actually made close to 90 when they played against Jamaica, and the extras were the top scorer.
And to be honest, it's something you expect. You expect to see maybe not the most polished cricketers at this stage, especially in the female game. They wouldn't have had the most extensive coaching, match experience either. So what we're seeing is just giving you a glimpse of what a lot of these women can be. There's a lot to work with already.
Yes.
From
what
my
I see, there's a lot of potential.
A lot. I saw it in the Windwards as well. Young, I think it's Tyrell, opening bowler, opening batter as well from the Windwards, who looked pretty good.
And also, speaking about the Windwards, and from their team, there's also Jadeda Tyrrell, Daisy Woods. But my pick of the Windwards players is Gator Small.
Wow,
she's a very talented off spinner.
Right,
and her body language suggests that she loves this game.
All right.
And that's what I like about these young ladies.
Yeah, and that's what these tournaments. I'm not too interested in who wins or per se. It's all about trying to identify players that you could definitely move forward with, expanding the women's and the girls' pool in terms of talent.
After this tournament, I think 20 or 30 players will be selected for a 2-week camp here in Antigua. So for those who make that camp, bravo to them. But I also want to know what the other girls are going to be doing when they return to their respective territories.
Yeah, I think you got to be able to find a way to have camps for everyone at this stage.
Yeah.
Everyone needs to be having that development, trying to accelerate their development as quickly as possible.
there's an under-19 World Cup coming up next year.
Next year, yeah.
So this is the forerunner to that tournament. So I would hope that this camp after this tournament will be one of several before the World Cup. I'm going to give you that information.
I think we had 2 previous editions of the Girls Under 19 World Cup, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes. The last one.
2 or 3.
The last one was somewhere up in, if not the Middle East. Last time around, because I remember the team went halfway around the world.
Yeah, long way.
Long way. Oh, this is a good little shot there from Bruce, just steering it into the offside and away from any of the fielders and getting 2 runs.
Yeah,
Good thinking.
she's been starved of the strike slightly. It's been dominated by Ebony Brathwaite, 95 of 58. But what she's done so well is in Zanaya Bruce, the little left-hander. She's just knocked the balls into the gap. Rotated strike, 5 of 9. Descent around the wicket now. So maybe just hoping to tuck her up slightly. Yeah, she does. Goes a bit straighter. Good delivery, that. So I think going forward from a Leeward's perspective, every delivery in which they don't concede a boundary or a maximum, they've got to take a level of confidence from. It's 142 for 2. They're staring down the barrel of a massive, massive score. But there's still a lot for them to get out of this bowling innings. Oh, just slightly misfielded through the gap. Good timing this time from Zanaya Bruce. She gets her first boundary. Slightly unfortunate that fielder Kitonia Skeppel on that occasion. Just allowing that through. She's been very good in that short fine leg region. End of that over. 16 gone. It's 146 for 2.
Yes. So Barbados continue to hold the upper hand against the Leewards here at the Kurdish Cricket Ground in Antigua. And I know we mentioned Skeppel and the fact that her father Kerry played at the West Indies on the 15,
the first. Yeah, inaugural.
On the 15 World Cup.
Yes, he did.
That was about, what, 20 years ago or more?
Maybe more. It was 1990, either 97, 96, around there.
Yeah, between 96, 97.
Yeah. He was a fantastic cricketer, especially a young cricketer.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Also played World Cup football for Antigua, Kerry Skeppel. Yeah. Somewhat like your dad, Mali.
Yes,
played World Cup cricket and football for Antigua and Barbados.
And we went to school together, so we played a lot of sport together as well. Kerry Skeppel.
St. Joe's Academy.
St. Joe's Academy, yeah, he was.
Nate Mias.
Yeah, Nate Mias. You know the thing.
I guess
he was a national team player while going to school as well. Very prodigious.
Guess Mr. Davis is all proud he is.
Rudolph.
Short delivery, forcing Bruce onto the back foot. But she will get a single, and for a moment there was a chance of a second run, but good recovery from the fielder Dasant.
Yeah, so she's just looking to step on the gas here, is Zanaya Bruce. As we said, she's not the biggest, not the most powerful. But she'll look to hit the ball into the gaps, get to the other end. Anything just slightly off the line, full as well, she'll deflect. This one's hammered over that mid-wicket region. No fielder anywhere near the vicinity. And it'll be 100 to Ebony Brathwaite. It'll be her first at this level. I know that for sure. West Indies under 19 rising stars. Ebony Brathwaite, 100 of 60 deliveries, 15 fours and 4 sixes, Colin. Strike rate of 166.
That's great going.
Fantastic going. Shots all around the ground. She's grown as that innings has progressed.
And there's the Barbados flag and the Barbados supporters.
Mm.
And they're the parents of
Lois George.
No, well,
tucked in.
the mother and Ricky Skerritt, sorry. So it's Ricky Skerritt to her left, to her right, sorry. And so the parents, or the father and mother of Zara Skerritt
And Lois George. Playing a lone hand there, it looks like, in terms of support.
Yes. Was going to ask, where's the support for the lone Antiguan player in Skeppel?
Mm. This one's hammered again. Poor field, this really. In the context of things, Aaliyah Weeks just going over on her delivery stride. But once again, a strong area from Ebony Brathwaite. Short and hammered through mid-wicket for 4. Have a look at that. Aaliyah Weeks just losing her footing on delivery stride. But just the 3 fielders outside the circle. It could opt for the extra fielder on that mid-wicket boundary.
You're making some adjustments, man. Maybe they're listening to you.
Well, they can't be listening to me because there's still a massive gap here on the offside. There's no actual mid-off field. Oh, no, there is. Just being blocked by the pole slightly. Liangawana, so my bad. Liangawana in that long off position. They've opted to keep the same field.
So they reverted back to it.
Back, yes.
Maybe some instructions are coming from the dressing room as well.
Yeah, deep square actually moves to mid-wicket now. And they've still got that mid-wicket in that 30-yard circle. So maybe just a little confusion here. No ball signaled. I wonder if they had too many
Players.
Don't think they did. I don't know why that no ball was signaled. Maybe too many fielders outside the circle.
Oh, because they played. There was a player long off.
Yes, Liangawana. In fact, she hasn't come into the circle.
So they're bringing up the third man. That seems to have been the issue. Too many fielders outside of the circle. She's hitting this one down the ground in Brathwaite.
But to me,
and Warner.
Looks like they've only still got 3 fielders outside. If I'm not mistaken.
So you have the mid-wicket.
In fact, it's just 2 at the moment.
On the extra cover boundary.
Interesting.
Interesting situation there. We won't be able to speak to umpire Tate until the end of the innings. So
obviously with the left-handed Bruce on strike. Not sure they need to push back Warner on this long on boundary, but they've opted to. It's good delivery. And it's just off the outside edge. Unlucky for the Leewards, but more runs for Barbados here. Bruce picks up her second boundary. Takes her to 14.
So, good looking shot there from Bruce. Using the outside portion of the bat. Opening the face and getting 4 good looking runs.
That's what we said. She will look to deflect the ball as she's quite small in stature. Not at her most powerful just yet. But what she does have, what she has shown is batsmanship. She's got the art of batting. She gets into good positions. And that power will come.
As she develops. That would be a wide, or will it be buys? Certainly going into the boundary now for 4. 4 buys. Signaled by umpire Tate. And Barbados 167. It would be for 2.
Yeah, very, very expensive spell that from Skipper Weeks. 54 runs from her 4 overs.
Yeah. she won't be happy or pleased with her performance with the ball, but nevertheless, she she did try for her team, and she would know that much better is expected of her going forward.
And I wonder, in Ebony Brathwaite's case, we can be slightly more, well, not harsh, but we can be slightly more critical of how she goes about things, considering the player she is at this stage. There'll be a lot to learn for her as you see her celebrating her maiden 100 century at this level. I think going forward, she'll want to show a lot more control, especially in the beginning at the start of her innings. Presented quite a few opportunities, and you think against better opposition, those chances will be taken. It's going to be a new bowler brought into the attack, Kerenique Skeet on the airport road end. Looks to be medium fast as well.
When you hear the surname Skeet, you almost immediately think of Barbados. I know at least one individual who would have what's the term I want to use? I know there's a Barbadian who married to a Nevisian and living in Nevis. So, but it's not Skeet is the surname. But let's watch Skeet. First, we're going to see her for the day. First over. Looks to be a medium pacer. Drifting a little bit down the onside.
Yeah, she'll just have to find her way now. Kerenique Skeet, try and find some rhythm. As we said, we're taking everything into account here in terms of just how much cricket these girls would have played. Yeah, Colin. Context, perfect word. It's there. Shot. Hammered over that mid-wicket boundary. Once again from Ebony Brathwaite. A player of her class, she's going to take that on every time. Another maximum.
Well, having completed 3 figures, she's now going to open up those broad shoulders of hers a little bit more.
As you expect.
111 she is. 173 for 2. Over number 18. Skeet.
It's better. It's a better delivery, that from Skeet.
Came back with that delivery.
Better length. Maybe not the best line, but just needs to build into it here.
Short and hammered away over mid-wicket for another 6. She's really taking full advantage of these short deliveries served up by Skeet.
Yeah, just a little too short. And Skeet will learn. She'll recognize she's bowling to an international player per se. So the margins for error is very tiny. As opposed to maybe another batter. Ebony Brathwaite, 117 and counting. So she's seeing it very big indeed. Better, a lot better. And that's where Brathwaite as well has to look to improve. She has to work on getting contact on those deliveries.
But the fuller delivery from Skeet, the more effective she looks.
Yes, definitely. You can tell it needs a lot of work, but the tools are there. The tools are there. The raw materials are there in a lot of these girls.
Just need to be worked on and being consistent. And I do hope the parents encourage them and give them the support.
Definitely.
Because,
that's a big part of it.
Yeah. Parental support and encouragement is very, very important.
This time on the ground. It was in the air previously, but this time chooses to go all along the ground, timed immaculately. Despairing dive from Lois George. So an expensive over, but something for Skeet to learn from, definitely. 16 from it.
Well, I know that both coaches, Percy Daniel and Colonel Watley, with the Leeward team, will be looking at these things. We'll be looking at how they can help the young ladies improve their craft. And certainly, so these are some of the note taking that need to go into their notebooks.
And I wonder how long they actually had with the team.
Not less than a week.
And if you think about it, we're seeing this creeping to the boys and the
No more
men's
than a
as
week.
well. A lack of tournaments being played in the Leeward Islands. That's an absolutely massive point that I think going forward really needs to change. We've got a rich history of playing Leeward Islands cricket tournaments. Smith and back into the attack around the wicket. Starts with a wide. A real lack of tournaments is really hampering a lot of these young players in the Leewards as far as I'm concerned.
That is so true, Mali. And this is a perennial
Mm.
issue with the preparation of Leeward Islands team, both at the senior, men's,
Mm.
youth, junior levels, and now at the senior women and youth levels as well. But outside of that too, there's definitely noticeable absence of cricket in the sub-region. I mean, you may look at it from the point of view of the preparation of these teams, but when it comes, especially for, like, let's say the Leeward Islands Senior Men's Championship,
Yeah.
what's going on there?
Yeah, it's the same thing. It's a real lack of organization. If we even look to the Windwards, we see them playing all their age groups, senior, junior, everything.
Even schoolboys
Schoolboys.
and schoolgirls.
So if they can do it, how come we can't?
There
We've
was
been doing it for
recently
years.
a Windward Islands school championship. Not only just cricket and football, but basketball, I think, volleyball,
Right.
track and field.
Sports.
This one is going over the boundary for 6 more. So Bradford really taking the Leeward Islands borders to the task.
Yeah, I think that's a 7th 6, if I'm not mistaken. Ebony Brathwaite. Smithen will realize a player of her class, you can't just afford to float those deliveries up. She'll work it out though. As he said, these girls need a lot of work. It's been a baptism of fire almost, but it's been one that's been needed.
She gets 128 run with that single. Better delivery from Smitten to end the over. She has completed her 4, 1 for 19. Not a bad return.
Very good in the context of things. 4 for 19. Barbados 192 for 2 with still 60 deliveries remaining in this innings. So she's picked up a wicket and she's been economical. That's what we're talking about. Someone like young Smith and here, so much for her to take out of this performance going forward. She'll have that little bug, that itch in terms of wanting to develop as well. What we see, a lot of these girls are very competitive. So when the match starts, you see a few gestures and stuff that tells you that they care, you know. The hands go up. That's something that they'll learn to manage as they progress as well. But you're seeing them wear, a lot of them wear their emotions on their sleeve. And it must be quite nerve-wracking. Now it's different. It's being streamed. This is being watched maybe around the Caribbean for other people involved. It's a different aspect to it. Warner back into the attack. Another full delivery. So she's continued to struggle slightly from the airport road end. Another over pitch delivery. Barbados definitely will be looking for 200 here. Just 4 away, 5 deliveries remaining. Ups the change to over the wicket now. The younger Warner. She's been the death bowler for the Leewards in the first couple of matches here. It's been very expensive here today, and that's something that she'll go through as well, especially in this format of the game. Some days you come and you absolutely travel around the park.
It's all about the learning process.
Exactly. It's how you come back from things such as that.
Well, she saw Bradford coming after her and decided to maybe drop it a little bit shorter than she might have initially been anticipating. And it kept low and well held by the wicketkeeper.
Definitely. Good work by Skerritt behind the stump. So she'll be hoping, can I concede 10 or less in this over? If you could do that, I think she'll be happy.
This one was played with the outside portion of the bat by Brathwaite.
In fact, it was a no ball signal off that first delivery. It was a slightly high full toss. So 5 runs from the first delivery, 6 off the first 2. And it's just 1 legitimate delivery so far. In fact, 2 legitimate deliveries. Can she escape 10 or less? Oh, it's a good delivery that to the left-hander, full and wide outside that off stump.
So
Okay.
Warner will continue. Brathwaite, large and in charge and entrenched. 133 from 74 balls. She's banging this one back down the ground over the head of the bowler, but they will only get a single because the fielder moving around smartly to her. Oh, well, there's a chance for a run out as the batters come for a second round. It was not the throw to the non-striker's end was not catch by the bowler, and the batter saw a chance for a second run and came through for it. Good thinking on the part of the Barbadians there, Mali.
Yeah, good match awareness. Recognizes the opportunity for an extra run. 4 deliveries remaining. Just 2 deliveries remaining, sorry.
Wide of off stump, and they will get a bye because the ball coming off the pad of wicketkeeper Skerritt and squirming into the onside.
And where she just struggles slightly, wicketkeeper Skerritt, the ball's just dying in front of her. So working out the right distance in which to take her position. You know, obviously very inexperienced, a lot of these players, so something they'll learn as they progress as well. And that's a good shot. Bruce on the back foot, finding the boundary off the final delivery of the innings, taking that score well past 200. So it'll be 206 for 2, a massive, massive score this by the Barbados under-19 women. Ebony Brathwaite leading the way with 135, Colin.
Well, that was very good going by the Barbados batters, and one can only commend them for taking full advantage of, at times, some loose bowling by the Leeward Islands team. But in the context of everything that we have been seeing and saying, one cannot help but to give the Leeward Islands players a little bit of encouragement by saying that at times during the game, during the Barbados innings, they held their own, but they came up against a force called Ebony Brathwaite, who was just dominant and dominating against what was served up in front of her. She 135 not out from 76 balls, and Sinai Bruce 20 from 19 balls at the end of the 20 overs, 206 for 2 Barbados. And if there any further thoughts from you, Mali, before we take the innings break, let's hear it.
Yeah, well, kudos to Barbados for posting quite an imposing total. But as you said, the Leeward Islands at times they really hung in. And from a competitive perspective, there's a lot to like from what you see from both teams. It'll be interesting to see what we see from Barbados with the ball. But 206 for 2, an absolutely massive score. But we've seen stranger things in cricket. So I look forward to the run chase.
And just before we take the break, Mali, I did promise you some information about the after this tournament. So 20 players will be selected to stay in Antigua for the Cambridge runs from August 16th to the 30th at the CWI headquarters, Coolidge Cricket Ground. Selection will be based on on-field performance and technical awareness, age, ability, eligibility for the 2007 World Cup, tactical awareness, temperament and competitiveness, fitness, and squad balance. And let me see if I find the information for the Under 19 World Cup. They're saying the 2027 Under 19 World Cup will be played. Well, we'll give it out in February in Bangladesh. February 2027 in Bangladesh. So we take the break, and when we come back for the start of the Leeward Islands innings in 15 minutes. Welcome back to the coolest cricket ground in Antigua, just next door to the VC Bird International Airport, and we are covering the CWI Rising Star Women's Under 19 Cricket Championship match between Barbados and the Leeward Islands. Barbados making 206 for 2 of their 20 overs. The Leewards needing 207 to win. Colin James along with Marley Richards. What is your take, Marley?
Well, it's an uphill task, definitely for the Leewards, but they want to give it a good fist here. Looks like wicketkeeper Skerritt will be taking first strike.
According to her dad, she's a batter as opposed to a wicketkeeper. And Tiana Herbert Mills, the opening bowler for Barbados, bowling the first delivery.
Yeah, I did watch a bit of Zara Skerritt doing her warm-ups. Her knock-ups looked quite technically good as well.
She's coming quietly forward. I think she has been living and playing cricket in England for the last 3 years or so.
So far, looking very assured, especially on that front foot defense. Herbert, we spoke about her professional experience. She's got 4 wickets for the Barbados team in 2023. Best of 2 for 12 versus the Leeward Islands women.
That was, what, 3 years ago?
3 years ago, yeah. Barbados won that game, a T20, by 8 wickets with 15 balls remaining.
That was in Trinidad, I gather?
I think it was in St. Kitts. Basseterre.
Okay.
Good start this from Herbert. 5 dots. You know how precious maidens are in this format of the game. Swung away though, got the length. So Zara Skerritt takes full advantage, and the Leewards are away 4 without loss from the first over.
I like that shot. And I like the attacking intent that she demonstrated. It was floated up, and she went into it, maybe getting it on the half volley and hitting it high over wideish mid wicket for 4 good-looking runs.
Yeah, 4 very good runs. That confident stroke. Had a look for the first 5 deliveries, did Skerritt, but just there, going with the natural angle as well. So good awareness that from young Skerritt. And as we said, it's only been 1 over. But you're seeing the hallmarks of a good little cricketer, a good little batter in Zara Skerritt, the way she came forward onto that front foot and then took advantage of the final delivery. The guy and the team are now here at the Coolidge Cricket Ground. They'll be up next. We've got a double-header today.
Yes.
Back-to-back games.
Guyana, when they played against Trinidad on Sunday in Liberta, I saw that game from start to finish. I think the Guyanese were really showed some good potential. Trinidad and Barbados, in my view, the 2 better teams in this competition.
It'd be interesting to see. I haven't seen them either. So
very spirited group of players, both for Trinidad and Guyana. And this one is swung away for 4. So the Leewards are not going to just stare the crease and don't score, as we saw Inika Wilson just pulling that one away, that delivery from the Kyra Collymore. Actually, the daughter of Corey Collymore for 4.
wow. So as you said, quite a few players here with cricketing pedigree in their bloodline. Collymore, another bowler though, interesting to note, just struggling in terms of the full tosses from that Airport Road end. It was Lianga Warner earlier. Now it's young Collymore.
Wide of off stump, and rightly so signaled wide by the umpire, Laurie.
In fact, she was a little fortunate to get away with that first delivery,
I
not being
thought it was
called a no ball.
above the waist. There's your private jet might be going into the distance.
Definitely not mine.
Looks to be one of those charter flights. No noticeable brand.
Right. Maybe the world bosses. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, he's known to have those connections. Caldemore tries again, and this one playing with a flat bat down the onside, fielded at mid-on.
So what we're seeing from Wilson in particular, she's looking to get bat on ball.
Yeah, that's a good sign.
Very good sign. Loving that intent, as you said earlier. That's what you want to see. Obviously, an uphill task, but they want to get as close as possible. Here, the Leewards. Just there again, once again, fantastic contact. The bottom hand coming into play, but sweet piece of timing through the onside from Wilson. Her second boundary of the over.
I like that shot. Both batters now tapping bats as they cross in the middle. Kept a little bit low, the delivery, and there she was, just waiting for it on the back foot and just punching it away through mid-wicket. The fielder could have done better, but maybe the pace of the ball deceiving her and going through her legs for 4. Caldemore. And Wilson is just playing back down the onside, respecting the delivery. So she's mixed in aggression with defense.
Yeah, that's good to see. That one not quite in her hitting area. Chooses to just cover up. Solid defense into the onside. So she's not just swinging at every delivery. Showing a bit of thought to her batting here, young Wilson.
Again, she's defending.
And to me, she's just looking for something slightly short of length.
Anything that is strained. Let's see what she does with this delivery. 9 without loss. We're in the second over. And there she goes again, gets in a full toss and pulling it away. Badly line delivery by Caldemore and pulled away by Wilson for 4. 4 good looking runs again from her, and we can safely say that once it's a poor delivery, the Leeward's batters are going to take full advantage.
Let's see that replay again if we possibly can. Because what I really like about this is her head position. Have a look. Look at how still her head is on contact. Looking at the ball, still head, so she makes solid contact indeed. These are the little things that you can pick up from these players, especially at this stage of their career. Things that you can build on going forward. It was a full toss, but she kept her eye on it. Made solid contact. That's something we've seen from her, is good timing, especially through the onside.
And interestingly, Maddie, Lee was already 17 without loss after 2 overs.
Yeah, so they're making a rapid start to this run chase as well. And as we were saying, anything can happen, especially in this format of the game.
This is the third ball by Herbert Mayers, the Barbados captain. Good return, hitting the stumps. So had Scarrett not been backing up as well as she did on this occasion, she might have been in a little bit of bother.
Yeah, good little single that. Good communication between the pair. What I liked as well, Barbados fielder did affect the direct hit, but Skerritt was looking for another run. So showing good awareness as well.
Being positive. Not saying that this target is unsurmountable. We're just going to bat out the 20 overs. They're looking to play their shots and they're looking to pick up a run or an extra one or two. Herbert Mays misses her run up to the crease. Dead ball signal. We love to see a contest.
Yes,
Wilson
that's what we want. Competition.
driving outside of off stump. Through to the wicket keeper. Chelsea Broom. And she's getting that one out of the outside portion of the bat. Will they look for a second run? They maybe initially thought about it, but decided early that they will settle for one. I think they're taking a little bit of advantage of the field restrictions.
Oh, definitely. It's what you expect or what you want, especially in this format of the game. Opening batters really taking advantage of the fielding restrictions. Just allow the 2 fielders outside the circle the first 6 overs.
Scurried back into strike. And dabbing that one down. And again, you see the positive intent from her, playing it with soft hands into the gap and getting the single called in quickly.
Yeah, she was off, wasn't she? Good recognition of a single. Once again, it took young Inca Wilson a little time to respond to her partner's call, but they'll work out. There are runs to be had even inside that 30-yard circle if you could just wait those shots nicely. Everything doesn't have to be power.
Slap down to mid-off.
Mm.
Brings up the end of the over. There's some rain in the distance, Maddie.
Is there? To the east, possibly?
That looks to be, yes, the northeastern
Side
of the ground. Don't think it will affect the game.
Well, we hope not.
If it does, I don't think it will be for any length of time. Looks to be a shower that is just spraying across the venue. 20 without loss. 3 overs completed. Collymore will bowl her second and the fourth of the Leeward's innings.
What you see from young Skerritt and also maybe to a lesser extent Lois George with ball in hand, they look organized players. And that tells me they've been playing a bit of organized cricket, as I expect in England. You know, the school system in England's in terms of cricket, it's very developed. So these girls would slightly be ahead in terms, especially of their counterparts here in the Leewards in terms of their cricketing development. So obviously the Leewards will be leaning on them, especially here, Zara, in particular at the top of the innings. They'll be hoping to get a substantial innings from her.
They just need to stay at the crease. If they can bat for the first, let's say, 5 to 6 overs, that will give the other batters in the Leeward's camp some confidence.
Once again, looking for another single. Wilson will learn as she progresses that she also has to be looking for runs at the non-striker's end. Just sitting on her bat slightly.
Scarrett faces again. She's playing it one into the onside, and straight away, as soon as she got bat onto ball, she was off for a single.
She was. It was in the gap. The fielder had to move to their left to affect the fielding. So once again, another good recognition of a single by young Skerritt. I like what I see from her as well with bat in hand, 7 off 13.
Yeah, for a moment when I was thinking that the cupboard is very bare for the next generation of West Indies cricketers, here we have some players on show, and they're certainly showing some ability.
And I tell you what, no ball called, but there was a bit of bat on that one.
Yes.
Maybe taking the back of the bat, wicket keeper. Tough chance going down, is a no ball nonetheless, so it'll be a free hit.
So Collymore just struggling a little bit with her length on that occasion.
And the fact that Zara Skerritt's on strike now means the field is allowed to change. If it was Wilson who faced up to the previous delivery, the field would have to stay the same for this free hit. So they've opted for the two fielders on the leg side, deep mid-wicket and deep backward square.
She'll only get a single.
She makes contact. That's a good thing.
That's the most important thing.
Yes.
Get it into the gap, into the spaces. You'll get runs.
Yes.
And for me, it's all about how much the Leewards can make as opposed to trying to win. They can maybe get up to, if they can get as close as possible to 3 figures and over.
You think it's a positive?
It's a positive, yeah.
Once again, hammered to the onside off the back foot.
Should be looking for
bit of
second
work
run
for the fielder.
But even better, 4 runs. Wilson, not afraid to play that attacking shot.
Definitely.
Short, keeping a bit low, but she was back and pulling it away through mid-wicket for 4.
She's got a very good eye, does the young Wilson. Obviously, the power comes from her bottom hand. As she gets stronger, you start seeing her flowing through the offside more. But just from a basic perspective, she's got the hand-eye coordination you want as a batter. Times the ball sweetly. Be a bowling change from this media center end. Might be young Bruce coming into the attack. So we saw her with bat, finishing on 20 of 19 deliveries. Good little cameo from her in the Barbados innings. And here she is with ball in hand.
Change of bowling. Sabriel Headley.
In fact, it's Sabrina. Yeah, Sabriel Headley with her left arm orthodox.
Skerritt.
Yeah, starting around the wicket to Skerritt.
Did she drop it?
Yeah, she did. Chance goes down. It was hit quite powerfully from Skerritt. She'll be a little disappointed she didn't do a bit better with that one, but the chance going down, you'd expect that to be taken.
Well, that wasn't a full toss by Headley, and Skerritt was onto it, hitting it back down the track. An overthrow means that the batters were able to get 2 runs.
Once again, that seemed quite high, that full toss.
Yes. I want to believe umpire Tate is a little bit lenient.
Yeah,
those,
being a bit lenient with the wides and the no balls, especially the high full tosses. I'm not sure I believe in that, though. You just got to call it how it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not how the game is actually called as you go up the levels. This one's hit to point and put down. So 2 chances going down for Barbados here in this Sabriel Headley over. Similar to what we saw from the Leewards in that first innings.
I want to pick up the number of the Barbados players who dropped that catch, because
Number 4. Looks like young Bruce. Zanaya Bruce.
Yes. Because in a similar position in the match in Bethesda on Sunday, two catches went down in a similar situation. But those were off the bowling of Collymore, who normally bowls from the northern end. On this occasion, it was Headley, the bowler, and Bruce, the guilty person, or the guilty fielder.
And you can understand why a lot of these catches go down, especially at this stage of these girls' careers. That one's close. Umpire Tate says not out. Headley thought she had her first wicket.
Any hint of a bat?
Possibly. The only thing saving Wilson on that occasion.
"18 from 11 is Wilson. Skerritt 11 from 18. And should we get more runs here, Wilson? Because if it's not buys, it definitely came off the bat. They're coming back for the second. She has to hustle. When she got there, just in the nick of time.
Keep an eye on the umpire here. So I think it'll be runs. So you were right, Colin. Just
Bottom edge, maybe?
Yeah, another inside edge there coming for Wilson, but they don't care how they come at the moment. The Leewards, 31 of 30. A good start, this. Just one over remaining in the power play.
Leewards are doing quite well, Marty.
Very well indeed.
Yeah.
Kudos to this pair so far. It's been mainly led by Wilson. She's found the boundaries more regularly, but Zara Skerritt, she's played her part as well. And they'll be looking to continue here for a little bit longer. This pair.
Although they might have survived at least two chances.
Yes.
33 without loss after 5 overs is very good going.
Very good going.
I'm heartened by this approach by the Leeward Islands batters.
And that's what tends to happen as well. You tend to rise with the competition. It can go both. It could go two ways. You either really sink or you rise with the competition you're up against. And so far, even though Barbados would have scored 200, 202, or 206 in that first innings, in this batting innings, the Leewards have just raised their game slightly. And they're making a very good fist of the first 5.
Yeah. I think the better the challenge that is served up to the Leewards batters, the better they have responded so far.
And that's good to see. That's encouraging.
Very encouraging.
The first game was against the Windward Islands. Was that at
Liberta? Very first match of the tournament.
And the Leewards actually winning that game by the Duckworth Lewis.
Yes.
So
somewhat of a frenetic
finish. So it was very close in the end.
And as we have been saying, Marty, it seems as if the more the girls play, the better they are. The better they're improving.
Yeah, man. Still quite a few games left in this tournament. So
yeah.
Young McAllister from the media, from the airport road end.
Zoe. Yeah. She too looked a prospect when I saw her on Sunday. Discussion between the Barbados reserve players and one of the teammates.
Shot. It's cut away from Skerritt. Good fielding there by Zanaya Bruce. And that point.
But they still went through for the single.
It did.
That shows that Skerritt is looking to keep the striking rate ticking over.
Technically as well as a good cricket shot, wasn't it?
Yeah, very good cricket shot.
Off the back foot, looking to cut. Just looks good, young Zara Skerritt. Technically.
it was almost she played a delayed shot there, so more of a tennis shot than a cricket shot.
And yeah, but it's unorthodox but effective.
Effective,
Yeah.
and that's what I like about it. She's looking to score runs.
So as she learns the art of batting as she goes forward, she could be a very dangerous player, Inga Wilson.
Yeah,
She doesn't know that much now, and she's just relying on her natural ability. Just there as well, the way Skerritt gets on the back foot, works that into the onside. Very technically efficient.
and as I say, Mali, as she matures, she develops. She would know that if she played it a little later in front of the umpire, their single is there. So those are the little things that will come into the game as they progress.
But a lot to be encouraged by from a Leeward's perspective.
Very encouraged.
And the wider West Indies as well. Just the fact that we are having these tournaments. Have a look at that. Nice forward defensive.
One of the things I've seen too from Cricket West Indies is that they have attached a resident trainer, someone who's based in Antigua with each team.
Oh, wow.
Which helps in terms of the physical development of the players. Larry Joseph is with the
Leewards at the moment.
And there's another staffer from CWI. She's with Barbados. Well, all the teams, they do have a trainer assigned to them. If they didn't bring one with them, the CWI has assigned one. And CWI does have a physical training department. So that helps. 36 without loss after 6 overs. The Leeward's chasing 207 for victory. There's still 171 runs adrift of their target. But that won't really be uppermost in their mind. Their job is to really steady and bat the 20 overs.
Exactly. I think if they can bat the 20 overs here, that would be a real benefit in terms of their development. Obviously, they want to win the game. You never lose sight of that. But we know what the bigger picture is all about here, especially at this stage of the tournament.
Skerritt is just watching that ball spin onto the bat. Zabel Headley is bowling a second over. She takes a look around the field in Skerritt, showing good game awareness, and settles. And she knows where the gaps are, and she's just playing that one into the onside through the vacant mid-wicket position or region for a single.
Yeah, I don't want to put the commentator's curse on her, but young Headley looks like she's just found her length now. That first over, a few full tosses. Now she's got the pace, the line and length for this Coolidge pitch. I did put the commentator's curse on full toss this time, but just one. Once again, good contact. Most of the times when Wilson looks to play an attacking stroke, even though it's slightly unorthodox, the ball comes out the middle of the bat.
Notice the Barbados have a slip in the captain Mayers.
Oh!
No. Why she was thinking about that day was a single day.
Yeah, she loves to run, doesn't she? But she'll know, if you can't see the ball, you don't know where the ball is, it's best to stay at home.
They played safe.
Yes, as they say, don't run on a misfield. I've never been a massive believer in that, but it's all about the type of misfield in which you choose to run on. That's solid. Good bowling, good batting as well. When she plays that forward defensive, she looks very good indeed. Bat and pad close together. Good head position, good stride. That's what I mean. It's all about building on the basics.
Yes.
Good over this from young Headley though.
Only 2 runs. 39 without loss after 7. So, Leeward's batters maybe giving the impression of a chance or two whenever they play the attacking shots, but fortune favors the brave.
It does. And just to expand on that point, yeah, it's a forward defensive. Yes, it's a T20. It's a run chase. But we're talking about development and going forward. And what you're seeing there from that forward defensive is that she gets in such a good position that as she develops in her career and learns the art of batting even more, the extension will come from that base.
McAllister, all busy looking run up. And I don't think Wilson took full advantage of that short delivery.
No, especially she likes those deliveries. Those are the deliveries in which she's found scoring the easiest in this innings, 22 of 16. So she's kept up a healthy scoring rate as Wilson. Just there. Through the gap, 4 more. Looks like Ebony Brathwaite there at mid-wicket.
That's a disappointment on her behalf. Should be setting the example for the rest of the Barbados fielders.
Yeah, definitely.
From where she's coming from in terms of playing
Her
cricket.
experience, yeah, playing with women as opposed to girls.
She didn't go right down. She sort of take her eyes off it and didn't do the basics properly.
And to be honest, that's the next stage of her development as well, not only with the bat, but in her fitness levels.
But Wilson wouldn't mind. Goes on, she moved on to 26 with that boundary, 17 balls, 43 without loss.
So that's the area we're talking about, which for Wilson will come as she gets stronger. As she learns the game a bit more, that offside play.
McAllister's. This is a chance of a catch. Did it take bat or just the pad alone or maybe the tie pad also? But no appeal of any conviction from the Barbados fielders. Only Collymore politely asked the umpire a question.
These young players do get quite excitable at times, so you expect that.
Yes. Youthful exuberance. 4 runs so far from the first 4 balls of this over. This one outside of off stump, and she's out caught. McAllister is celebrating, but as Mali indicated, in terms of Unica Wilson was just being caught at extra cover for 26. It was the offside shot which caused her downfall. Not enough maybe power and timing there.
Right.
And you could see that she struggles with the shots in the offside and the wicket going down. Wilson caught off the ball of McAllister for 26, 43 for 1.
Yeah, I really like her setup, young Wilson. She's got a still head, good hand-eye coordination, but that offside play will improve as she grows in her career. She's made a good start though, 26 of 19. First wicket down for the Leewards. Still a long way to go for them. Look at that required run rate. They won't be too worried about that at this stage. They'll be looking to bat out the 20 overs and post a decent total.
Yes. So the first wicket going down in over number 8. Wilson for 26. Zoe McAllister, the wicket taker. Zara Skerritt is still there, 14 from 28 balls. Jackiza Smitten, who bowled very well in the Barbados innings, coming to the crease.
Yeah, she's really good. 1 for 19 in her 4. Young Smitten. That's coming in at number 3. So good partnership that.
Any team would be happy with that start.
Good opening start this. 43. Need another partnership though.
Defended by Smitten.
So successful over that for McAllister. Leeward's still 164 runs to get. Barbados making inroads. It'll be Headley, it looks like, to continue.
I think she's going to go
Ball
out
right
all-
through, eh?
Yeah. And as you said, she seemed to have found her radar
Yes.
in that second over.
Yes.
So a third was always on the cards for her. There's something happening in the Leeward's dressing room. Maybe one of the batters are signaling for some sort of assistance. What I saw in the game, especially with the Jamaican batters, is that they struggled with their helmet.
Mm,
There's always some issue with those long, extended hairstyles.
mm. That's what you mean. These are little things that creep up now because these girls haven't played that much cricket.
Yeah.
So a lot of the equipment, even, I'm sure some girls will be wearing a helmet for the first time. So having the adequate hairstyles to go along with it. All these little things are things you will learn
Yes.
going forward. The women's game also throws up a few more, not necessarily challenges, but a few more issues to deal with. You think about menstrual cycles, things like that, especially for these young girls. It's important to have the education and awareness. That's a beautiful sweep shot, though, from young Smithen. Very well played indeed. Well picked, well executed.
Just a little bit more intel on the Barbados Centurion Ebony Brathwaite after this delivery. Skerritt waiting on that delivery and playing it into the gap on the onside and getting a single. So she's playing very intelligently, Maddie.
Very intelligently, just looking to find the gaps, not looking to overhit. She has to continue in this vein. Then you'll find that she'll put away a bad ball. She'll be like, wow, I can't believe it was that easy. But you've got to give yourself the best opportunity in which to do so.
By staying at the crease.
Exactly.
Maybe Smitten should have maybe turned that into a full toss and maybe swat it away through mid wicket. But she's near the crease. She's just faced 3 deliveries. She's on 1. She maybe want to get her eye in first. And as you say, Mali, noticeably that she's keeping her head still before the delivery is before the ball is delivered. Brings up the end of the 9th over, 46 for 1 the Leewards, tracing 207 for victory. So just some quick intel on Ebony Brathwaite, the Centurion in the Barbados innings, 133. We have been saying she's a Curve the Games gold medalist. She's a national footballer. Well, we know that she's a West Indies senior player and is the first century in under 19 history.
Wow.
And straight A academic student and scholarship winner, attending school in England. So young lady has a head on her body.
Yeah, definitely.
And a talent to go with it.
Definitely. She's already achieved something that many a woman in the Caribbean, or even a player, male or female, anyone, hasn't achieved. She's played for the West Indies, so she's had that accelerated start to her career, Ebony Brathwaite. It's all about how she goes in the next couple of years. Can she develop into that performer? Well, maybe not necessarily a Hayley Matthews, but in her own right, someone that can perform consistently for the West Indies. You know, we've had Hayley Matthews, Deandra Dottin,
Stephanie Taylor. And I think Haley and DeAndre Dutton also did track and field back in the younger days. Went to curve the games with the Barbados team and threw the javelin, both of them.
Right. So very multifaceted in terms of our best players in the past. It's something you see around the world, actually. Elise Perry as well, former Australian soccer player turned cricketer. It's something that's gone out of sports a lot in recent times. You don't get players, male or female, playing multiple sports. You're finding a lot of guys specializing at earlier ages. I think to the detriment
Yeah.
at times.
I think up to age 16, 17, you want to be playing as many sports
as possible, right? Different muscle groups, different sports ask different things of an athlete. And as rounded as possible as you can be, I think it holds you in good stead for when you do actually specialize or choose to.
Short delivery from McAllister. They're attempting a single. That one was very, very close indeed. Well, both Smith and Skerritt, I took a gamble there. Paid off in the end.
Yeah, it did. They've had a few little close calls in terms of running between the wickets, Zara Skerritt in particular, but so far nothing too alarming. She's continuing 17 from 31. Just has to continue in this vein, young Skerritt. There again. She's quick though.
Very quick between the wickets, yes. Busy, always looking to get a single. And that is good thinking, and it's somewhat different to most West Indies batters. She's always on the front foot looking for that single.
It's where we've struggled.
Yeah.
With batters having that ability to really rotate the strike, not only put pressure on bowlers by finding boundaries and sixes, but scoring off good deliveries.
We're coming up to the halfway stage of the Leeward's innings. 49 for 1. There will be a break for the players to refresh themselves after this over. One more ball to go. And she's sitting it in the air and she's going to be out caught, dropped. That was Bruce again, Mali, number 29.
I think it was. So her second catch in that point region goes down. A few chances for Barbados have gone down, but it's been a good response from the Leewards. The first 10 overs here in their innings, 50 for 1, Zara Skerritt 18, Inga Wilson top scoring with 26 off 20.
We'll take a break and we'll be back shortly. So we resume after the mandatory refreshment break after 10 overs. So we're now going into the back end of this game. Barbados certainly in the ascendancy, scoring 206 of the 20 overs. Change of bowling from the southern end here at the Coolidge Cricket Ground in Antigua. Skerritt, the batter for the Leewards. Jadair Holder, the bowler for Barbados. A full toss, not dealt with or put away by the Leeward's batter in Smitten. She's 3 from 10 deliveries. Her non-striker in Skerritt is 18 from 32. Wilson, the batter out for the Leewards. Nice partnership she had with Skerritt Wilson. Holder, this should be her third delivery. That's a full toss and pulled away. This will go very close to the boundary. Might even go into the boundary if it doesn't slow up before it gets there. It goes into the boundary now. 4 runs. Badly line delivery and given the treatment there by Jakaiza Smitten. Moves on to 7. Score 54 for 1.
Yeah, good shot that. Just needed to make contact did Smithen. That's where the Leewards have been good. They put away those full tosses. Been strong on the onside.
Another full toss, but that was keeping low before it got to Smitten. It was looped in the air. She was looking to put it around. The Jamaican team is here, just making their way to the famed Sticky Wicket restaurant, maybe resting for and watching the last 10 overs of this game before getting into the warm-up.
Yep. Guyana's been here for a little while as well. Will be the next game on Guyana versus Jamaica. Double header here at Coolidge.
Should be a keen contest based on what I've seen from both teams.
Shot.
This one is pulled away. That's a shot. That's a good cricket shot by Smitten there. She waited on it and just helped it around the corner for 4 with some power as well.
Yeah. You hit the nail on the head. You waited on this one. Hence the timing. The previous delivery maybe looked to hit that too hard, but this one was hit powerfully indeed. Fielder there behind square had no chance whatsoever. So good response this from the Leewards here, chasing a mammoth 207 to win, 208 to win, 58 for 1. And as you said, Colin, if they could bat out the 20, score themselves 100, 110, even 120, they'll take a lot of confidence from that.
Definitely. So we're moving into over 12. 59 for 1, the Leewards. This one is going down the onside. This is going to be called. No indication from umpire Melissa Lowry that that one was a wide. So McAllister, 1 wicket, 12 runs conceded, 11 dot balls. This is a 4th and last over, Maddie.
Yeah, very good spell so far. Very economical, and she's picked up the 1 wicket.
Flat batted pull shot by Skerritt. Not getting the power or the placement she might have intended, but nonetheless getting a single because that's a vacant position there at mid-wicket. The mid-wicket fielder in Bratwit is about 3/4 of the way to the boundary. Down the onside and coming off probably the bat and the foot of Smitten, but the umpire says a wide, Mali. So no contact whatsoever. Says a bye.
A bye down the leg side.
That's interesting.
Very interesting, but good to see Zara Skerritt. Her fitness levels look pretty good as well. She was out there for the full 20, obviously wicket keeping. That's a different challenge in itself. Opening the batting here. Still scampering through for these singles. That one's hit powerfully through the gap. In fact, it wasn't a gap. The gap was through the legs of the Barbadian fielder on that occasion. Looked like Thiani Herbert Mays.
The captain of all.
That's poor from her, especially a player with professional experience playing with women. She's got to do better than that. Gets into a terrible position. The long barrier in this on that occasion would have been more than good enough to keep that ball from going to the boundary, and it's something I don't see too often, even in the men's or the boys' game, the long barrier position. When we were coming up, that was almost one of the first things you were taught as a fielder. Direct hit there from Herbert.
But Skerritt was always quickly off the mark. She's not really resting on her hunches at all. From the moment she played it, it was going directly to the fielder. She was off to the races.
Yeah, and she's in the 20s now, 24 from 36. So especially for her, this is the substantial innings we were talking about. Can she go on? She'll hope to, but 24 of 36 against this Barbados attack.
Her dad, Ricky Skerritt, must be pleased with her performance so far. He's here watching.
It's been very encouraging to see. It's good delivery.
Good Yorker.
It's good cricket all around here. Well kept out by the batter. Young Smithen. McAllister nailing that Yorker, so good over that. 8 overs still remain. Just the 1 wicket for Zoe McAllister so far. 4 for 19. 4 overs, just conceding the 19 runs. The dots are very important to keep an eye on as well.
I think the Barbados captain Herbert Mays, Tiana, is coming back into the attack. Maybe she wants to make amends for that misfield.
Definitely should be hoping to. And you can tell her action's a little more polished. It's getting a bit more revs on the ball as well. Using the breeze, a bit of drift away from the right-hander. Just there. You can tell she is quite a talented cricketer. Herbert Mays. But still a lot of work still to do.
Down the onside and pulled away and given the full treatment that he deserves. It goes into the boundary now for 4.
And it's where the Leeward's batters have been particularly strong, using that bottom hand. Once again, it's just drifting onto the legs. No fielder behind the wicket on the onside. In fact, it's just deep backward square that had to move a long way to try and get around there. It should be called wide as well. And something I've noticed, the umpires have just been a little harsher on the wides outside the off stump as opposed to down the leg side.
Don't know why they're using that interpretation. Follow the intent of the rules.
Once again, that would be another wide. So talked her up at the beginning of this over, just slightly lost her radar on the last 2 deliveries. Once again, this partnership 30 of 29, so another substantial partnership, back-to-back partnerships this for the Leewards.
And this
43 for the first.
This is good cricket from them.
Very good indeed.
That will be safe. Single. And it also tells me to that they listen to their coaches. Because the instructions must have been bat 20 overs. Don't just go and give your hand away. Stay and bat as long as possible. Build a partnership.
Definitely.
Those would be the instructions from Percy Daniel and Pernell Shafter Watley.
This one's in the gap again.
They should be able to get a second. She has to hustle though. Did she make it? She did dive in at the last moment.
What? Look at that commitment.
Yes.
Look at that from
Never gave up.
the young Smithen. She's probably lost a bit of skin on her elbow, but it's worth it. That's the competitive fire that you want to see from these young women. She's putting her body on the line there.
Having mentioned the Leeward Islands coaches, I should also mention that Sherwin Campbell, the former West Indies opener, is with the Barbados team.
From a West Indian perspective, that's fantastic to see. And in fact, he's got a history of coaching Barbados girls and women over the years.
I think he also did a stint with the West
Indies women as well, yes. So he's
also someone who did a stint with the West Indies women from a West Indies player's point of view were Courtney Walsh and Gus Logie.
Yes, yes.
Remember about 10 years ago meeting Gus at Markman in All Saints when there was a tour to the Caribbean, West Indies against was it Sri Lanka? Yeah, and he was quite impressed with the pitch at Markman and the outfield. And we had done some work in the pavilion as well as putting in a stand. And he really liked the atmosphere over there. And I think Courtney Walsh was just about to take over from him because Logie was interim, and Courtney and Sir Curtly came up and also did some work with the West Indies team back then. The Courtney was taking over just around 2016, 2018, I think.
Held that position for a few years, Courtney Walsh. Has now gone back into the men's game.
He's with Bangladesh, I think.
Yeah, well, he was with Bangladesh for a long time.
I saw something of him and Curtly Ambrose in England recently.
They were on a tour. Yeah, they were touring the UK. I think it was Lashings International.
This is Bruce.
Oh,
new bowler, swept away for 4.
How well did she sweep that away, though?
Well, gee whiz, that was a good shot.
We'll get the replay, but have a look at the technique here. Once again, we're harping on about the head positioning. But it's a recognition of the length. Have a look at that. And put away sweetly. That in itself, she takes her past 30 onto 31 to be exact. But that shot was worth the admission fee alone. The way how she recognized the length of the ball, stayed on top of it, and found the gap. 2 fielders behind on the onside. And there, just a little slower, just recognize, I'll just cover up. And she's catching up as this innings progresses as well. 31 off 40.
I would love to see a bat right through the innings.
I think that's got to be her role, to bat 20.
Putting this one away. They will get at least 1. Thoughts of a second were not explode.
So next year, and I'm sure a lot of these girls will be eligible to play in this tournament next year. They'll be so much better for this experience. But we can't just rest on the laurels of this tournament. That's something that you've been harping on about.
Got to be continuation.
Yeah, it's something we see a lot.
Development is not stagnation. Got to always be playing, always be competing, training, competition, and repeat over and over again. Scout is just 16, I understand.
Just 16, so she's got
at least another 2 years.
Yeah, at least at this age group.
So you can see this Leeward's team developing and progressing once the players are maintained.
Yeah, not just the Leewards, but most of these teams here, if not all, you're seeing players that stand out in every team, players that you think have a future in this game.
She's coming now over the wicket in Bruce, her first over. Shot and pulled away. Is the catch going to be taken?
Oh, stunner. Absolute stunner. Was that Ebony Brathwaite there in that deep mid-wicket position? So we saw her score a brilliant 100 to begin with. The maiden 100 at this level. And what a diving catch that was from her in that deep mid-wicket position. Had to dive forward as well. With some of the catching that we've seen in this match, you maybe weren't that confident. But there, good power, short delivery from Bruce, hammered straight to the fielder in Brathwaite. And she took a smart catch diving forward. Took something special to remove young Smith. And she goes for 17 from 23. Good innings from her.
Yes.
Leewards lose their second. It's 83 for 2.
Yeah, good awareness, good agility, good judgment there by Brathwaite, and not afraid to put her body on the line.
That's exactly what you want to see from these young West Indian players. In fact, even though I'm from the Leewards, obviously you want the Leewards to do well, but I want everyone to do well. I want to see what's next, what in terms of the next generation of female talent here in the Caribbean.
Yeah, our senior team needs an injection of youth, talented young players to really keep the momentum of what people like Haley Matthew, DeAndre Dutton, Stephanie Taylor would have been doing for the last 10 years or more in terms of women's cricket on the international scene. Well, the first delivery faced by Aliyah Weeks, the Leeward's captain, was just hit tamely back down the pitch. Brings up the end of over number 14, 83 for 2. And if anyone is not pleased with the Leeward's response, I really think that you're marking them very harshly.
Yes, very pleased, very encouraged from what we've seen from the Leewards here. 6 overs remaining. Can they get to that 120 mark? That for me would be a sign of real improvement here, especially against this Barbados team. Slightly different conditions here at the Coolidge Cricket Ground. So remember, this is an international cricket ground as well, so it's fantastic that these girls will have the opportunity to play in.
Yes, that was one of the comments from a regional chat. Someone was making that it should be the girls should play at the best possible venues, but also of the school of thought that you play a game or two in the communities also helps to promote the game.
100%.
Yeah, Bethesda wasn't a bad venue.
No,
not maybe the best outfield, but certainly a good cricket pitch. Liberta have all the ingredients of a first-class venue.
Definitely.
Yeah. Maybe they need some help now in terms of getting the lights in at Liberta. And that would be a venue for the local T20 tournament.
Definitely.
If the lights are installed.
Yeah, and as you said, in first-class cricket possibly comes here, it'll just add another first-class venue possibly.
Definitely.
Yeah, it makes things a lot more economically viable. We saw what happened in the last 4-day season. It's truncated regional 4-day championship. So the more venues you could have in one country, the better it could be. Possibly.
Liberta boasts of an electronic scoreboard. Here is Carrot. I'm going down on one knee and playing a forcing shot into the onside. Or was it Weeks?
Yes, it was Weeks.
She's off the mark.
Herbert Mayer's bowling her final over here today. It's gone wicketless.
Scary. Playing a forcing shot. Maybe she was thinking about getting it over the head of the bowler. or maybe down the ground between the bowler and the stumps for a single, but didn't succeed. Another delivery that she should have been looking to get some runs from.
Yeah, she plays that shot pretty well, that sweep shot. Just missed out. Didn't quite execute as well as we saw in a couple of overs ago, but we know she's got that shot in her locker. Young Zara Skerritt, 33 of 44.
Maybe she should have been looking to play a little bit more squarer on that occasion rather than straight as she did.
Maybe just losing concentration slightly now. You expect that 44 deliveries in. It's got to hold her nerve. But even there, just recognizing that was a little slower, worked into the onside. I like what I see from this young right-hander.
Yeah. And the good field placements as well by the
Yeah.
Barbados captain.
Which
Because
you'd
she
expect.
worked out that Skerritt is good on the onside, especially around the corner. She put the fielder there.
Yeah, you'd expect that from these Barbadians. Maybe slightly more, just a little more ahead in terms of their cricketing development, their understanding, their awareness, especially under pressure.
I want to shout out Richard Clark from Barbados, one of the grassroots development coaches in Barbados. He runs an academy. Maybe one or two of these girls would have come through
him, definitely, for sure. That's a stroke we've seen the Leeward's players play very well. At times it's a sweep, but it's more like a slug sweep in front of square.
It's actually Bruce the bowler. That would stand in the graphics you see on your screen.
Yeah, it'll be Bruce, Zanaya Bruce. She played a nice little cameo innings of 20 of 19 deliveries when Barbados batted. So what's been good to see, a lot of these players are multi-dimensional. All-rounders, bat and bowl. The next stage for them is obviously getting better in those skills, but in the field.
You know, interestingly, I had a conversation with the manager of the Jamaican team, and there was a player in the team. Let me see if I can remember her name, because the coach was saying that she's so enthusiastic, she wants to do everything, and every time the coaches tell her to concentrate on one aspect of the game, she's saying no. I want to do this, I want to do that. Which to me is a good sign.
It is. It's the way that a lot of these girls will find their way and their actual true calling in the game is by experimenting with everything.
Yeah, Ashanti Guthrie. That's a player. She took a catch, and there was a break for rain, and she was going up to the manager and saying how much she saw the catch coming, and she went for it and she took it, and she was so excited. So I like that about these girls. They really put in a lot of enthusiasm into their game.
Not sure what happened on the delivery before this one. I think it was a dead ball called.
There was a wide previously as well. So she has an extra delivery to bowl. 88 for 2. So how quickly the Leewards have gotten up to the over 80.
They have. Can they get to 3 figures? This one's hit high. Fielder comes round, doesn't get near to that one. So another single to the Leeward Islands here takes them to 89. 16 overs gone, just 24 deliveries remaining in this match. Leeward's at 89 for 2 in response to Barbados is 206 for 2 off 20.
So another runner ball from the Leewards will certainly take them over the 3 figures mark, but they would want to get more than that, maybe 2 runs per
delivery
per
going
delivery,
forward.
48 runs. I would take that.
Definitely. Definitely.
Certainly, they don't have a power hitter like Ebony Brathwaite, the Leewards, but they're certainly going about it in their own way.
Yeah, I don't think too many teams in this tournament will have power hitters such as Ebony Brathwaite. It's that
Yes.
same power that has seen her elevated to the West Indies team as quickly as she has been.
Because it's very obvious that her development started at an early age.
Yeah, and I don't think actually she's as developed as we're even saying.
Yeah.
I think a lot of it is just natural ability. As we said, she plays a lot of sports. I think it was an innings in either the T20 Blaze or the Women's Super 50 that really caught the eye. A televised game found the boundaries and the maximums on regular occasions. I think she was identified for that particular skill set by head coach Shane Dietz of the West Indies women's team.
I would be surprised if he's not here watching.
Yeah, well, he should be.
Some position.
If he's in the country, you'd expect he'll be. Or even if he's not, that's the great thing about these games being streamed now all over the world. Big swing and a miss from Weeks. In fact, I don't mind the option. She's seen that mid on up in the circle, so looking to take on Holder down the ground. This one bounce on the way through to the long off. So she's come out and she's looked to put back to ball. Has Aaliyah Weeks, hasn't quite found the boundaries yet, but 4 off 7. She's rotated strike. Wide signal.
Yes. Holder, a very famous name in Barbados.
Very famous name, cricketing name. Must be some relation to some cricketer somewhere.
Oh, yes. Actually, she's the daughter of Alcinda Holder.
Oh, wow.
The former Barbados first-class player.
Wow. So
Yes.
we're saying that there's some real cricketing pedigree throughout these under-19 women's teams in this tournament, not just Barbados, Leewards, Guyana, Jamaica. And if you think about it, you do expect that to an extent, especially with, as you said, the way they should be a no ball, shouldn't it? Yeah, no ball signal, so it'll be a free hit. Seeing these girls haven't been exposed to cricket in the same way. So a lot of them would have that exposure through family connections as opposed to development programs per se.
Yes. This should be an easy catch for the wicket keeper. And well taken by Chelsea Broom. But it was a free hit.
How many times have we seen that in this match so far?
And it was a deliberate shot by Weeks as well.
Definitely.
She knew she was not going to be out had it been caught as it was by Broom because it was a free hit. 93 for 2 Mali, 17 overs, 3 to go.
Yeah.
Leeward Islands.
Keep an eye on this Leeward Islands score. How much past 100 can they get?
The Leeward scored 108 against the Windwards in their first game. And someone wanted to sell me the idea that it was poor bowling by the Windwards. And I was like, really? From what I saw of the Windwards bowling in the match against Barbados?
Nah, I could never really be.
Is she from she was in St. Vincent?
She was, but she's Antigua. No, she's here. Super fan Elaine Turner. She was in St. Vincent
2 nights ago.
2 nights ago for the CPL.
She has a private jet?
Oh, well, maybe that was the private jet we saw earlier.
Probably. She's definitely here.
She's a massive supporter of everything West Indies cricket.
She should be awarded or recognized.
Yeah, she has been. Yeah, she's got the super fan designation, so she doesn't pay to any matches that
Oh,
she
that's
goes to.
great.
She's got the super fan designation accreditation, which she just wears around her neck anywhere in the Caribbean she goes. Once it's West Indian cricket, she's good. It's not just her; it's the Turner family as well. Her
She,
mom, Lou.
okay.
Yeah,
But
everything, cool and smooth, local league. They just love the game.
that's great.
Hmm.
This is a great shot as well. Speaking of greatness.
Mm-hmm. Gets close to the boundary from Aaliyah Weeks this time. And there's an opportunity here for young Skerritt. She could get very close to a half century, I think. Maybe running out of a few deliveries, but if she can find the boundaries on a couple occasions here, that,
And she
reaching a landmark such as that, will give her a lot of confidence going forward.
certainly. And she deserves it too.
Definitely, she's played very
From
nicely.
ball one, she's in the
Mm.
middle, either behind the stumps or now batting. Nice little shot there from Weeks.
And that's a good point. She's been involved in the game as they scamper back for two. Good running this between the Leeward Islands pair. As he said, she was out there for the full 20 fielding, opening the batting as well, took first strike. So she's been involved in this game throughout. And if she's going to continue in that vein, her level of fitness has to be tip top. Something she'll learn. Swung away once again to that fielder. It looks like the skipper, Theani Herbert Mayers, at that mid-wicket region. Ebony Brathwaite is off the field. So chance goes down.
I think the skipper needs to work a little bit on her agility, especially
Definitely.
going down low.
Definitely. That's the next stage for her as well, her fitness levels.
2 runs nonetheless. Weeks moves to 10. The Leeward's up to 100 now. So congratulations to them for getting into 3 figures.
Definitely.
That's an achievement in itself.
Yeah, that's one milestone down.
And they have done it now twice in 3 matches.
3 matches. Fantastic to see. Someone's down there. What? I'm not sure what happened.
Captain Mears. Maybe she got a knock on the ankle when she attempted to take the catch. And it's a delayed reaction from her.
Very delayed reaction. Something must have happened when we took our eyes off the screen. Everyone's running over to the skipper there. Maybe a bit of cramp, actually. Possibly.
Possibly, yeah. Well, she's favoring the lower part of her foot from the ankle maybe to her calves. Well, the physios is on in a flash as well. Let's see if she's going to ice it. They're removing her boot, her shoe. The magic spray comes out now. Sometimes one asks how magical is the magic spray. But apart from being a little bit of discomfort, she should be all right. The Leeward's batters, Skerritt on 36 from 53, Weeks 11 from 14, takes the opportunity to get some refreshment. Some of the Barbados players would have done likewise, while Tiana Herbert Mears is getting treatment from her physio. The Leewards 101 for 2. 12 balls remaining in the innings. The Leewards won't get up to their target of 207. 206 made by Barbados. 133 not out from Ebony Brathwaite, who is off the field momentarily. There's a hold up in play. And with 12:20 on our clock here at the Coolidge Cricket Ground in Antigua, this game should finish within the next 10 minutes or so, if there's not a prolonged delay or break for that injury treatment to the Barbados captain. Do we take a little 30-second break and come right back? Back here at the Coolidge Cricket Ground in Antigua, we're just a stone throw away from the VC Bird International Airport. And interestingly, there was a simulated exercise here yesterday for the Commonwealth Heads of Government Conference, where the Stick Wicket restaurant is going to be used for a cricket forum come early November this year. The roads weren't blocked off, but they were being used for simulation in terms of emergency, any emergency situation, or even the transportation of delegates. But 4 runs from the first ball after the injury break to Weeks. She moves to 15. Holder the bowler. The lead was 105 for 2. We just have 11 balls to go.
Yeah,
Marty?
in this game, it'll definitely be a Barbados win, but the Leewards have made a fist of this run chase. And for me, 105 now for 2. Can they get to 120?
And based on the evidence we have seen out in the middle from the Leewards, one wondered if there was a Leeward Islands on the 19th tournament, how much more
Exactly.
developed these players would have been.
Have a look at that shot in the gap.
Will they get at least 2? Oh, good fielding then. I hope she hasn't hurt herself. That's Ebony Brathwaite. And they were thinking about a 3rd run, but good thinking on the part of Scary to send back Weeks. Brathwaite, who was off the field for a moment, she came back on. She had a heavy fall as she stumbled to effect that ball from going over the boundary, and now she seems to have hurt her right arm.
Yeah,
Marty.
it seems to be her right shoulder. Landed quite heavily on that, affecting that save. Good diving save, but she did land very heavily indeed. So,
And I think the umpires are going over to ask her if she didn't touch the rope, why when she tried to prevent the ball from going to the boundary. Let's look at it again, Marty.
yeah, you will
She's coming
see
into
that.
the picture now. She's circling the ball.
If I was her, I'd just say no. Because you can only go with the fielder's word. In the end, she effected a good save there. Have a look at how heavily she landed, though. There was a bit of a jump. Landed heavily on that right shoulder.
We now see the Leeward's physio making her way over to render some assistance, I would gather.
Seems like they're calling for a stretch of the umpires as well.
The EMS staffer, the EMT, emergency medical technician, she's going across as well. There seems to be some concerns in the Barbados camp because not only is the physio, but also the management staff of the Barbados team is making their way over to her. The umpires are going as well. Let's hope it's nothing serious. And that brings me back to a situation here some years ago when Quintin, Shania Quintin was the Barbados player who got injured. Looked very innocuous, the injury she sustained, and then she hasn't played since then.
She hasn't.
So sometimes, these little injuries can be very serious in the long run. And I think the argument being made by those in the camp of Miss Quintin was that she was not given the requisite medical treatment at the early stage of her injury, and it just keep on nagging and worsened.
Yeah, to the point where she couldn't really play again to the level that she would have wanted.
So Ebony Brathwaite is being assisted by the EMT technicians who are here.
I'm not sure she's that keen on going on the stretcher, to be honest. She's back up on her feet.
Well, maybe they might just ask her to sit or lie in it for a little while they administer the necessary treatment that she needs.
I think it's the nature of sport as well. This is something that a lot of these girls will realize as they progress. The rigors on the body, the potential for injury as well. That's all a part of sport, especially sport at the elite level. That's how you recover. A lot of it's bouncing back from disappointment, especially in a sport such as cricket. How you handle the disappointments is a big part.
They're wheeling her away on the stretcher. no doubt maybe get her into an area where she doesn't have to contend with the sun.
It's unfortunate to see young Brathwaite. I hope she's not too badly injured and she can take part in the tournament. This continues. Chance goes down though. Will be a run-out option as well. Direct hit would have seen the end of Aaliyah Week. So to steal an adage from baseball, a possible double play there, drop catch, run-out opportunity, none taken. This one's worked away nicely from Skerritt. She's been starved of the strike recently. Her 37th run comes with that single. It's been a good performance from her. Aaliyah Weeks as well. She's come in 18 off 18. So we're seeing young Brathwaite being wheeled away now. Looked quite innocuous, but landed quite heavily on that shoulder. So let's just hope it hasn't quite popped out of place, so we won't see her incapacitated for the rest of the tournament.
A wide signal by the umpire holder in her fourth over, 1 ball to go. Third over, sorry, 1 ball to go. She completes it. Good over for the Leewards. They got about 9 runs from it. 111 for 2. Over number 19 has been completed. 1 to go.
So can they get the 9 needed to hit our little milestone here in the commentary box? I think 120. We've only lost the 2 wickets. If you think going forward, if this was possibly a 50 over game, you'd be so happy with the start that you would have made. And that potential to bat 50 overs as well. That's where I'd be thinking. Not so much the 2020 format. Yeah, it's a very prominent format in the game, and limited overs is what the women actually play more than red ball. That's cricket for them.
Yes.
I think limited overs cricket, yeah.
I think 2 years ago it was a 35 overs a side tournament.
I
remember someone telling me that.
And that's something I hear a lot. We hear, oh, what about the test cricket for the women? I don't think test cricket is necessarily, women didn't come up playing as much test cricket as or red ball cricket as the men have. And we've seen with the way the ICC have gone, women's cricket is basically T20 and 50 overs.
50 overs, yeah. But there was a decision by the ICC earlier this year that they will introduce a women's test championship. And the argument was being made by a lot of pundits in the region. What is Cricket West Indies doing to prepare our team when that begins, I think, in 2027?
Yeah, I think that's a lot of wishful thinking, to be honest. If you really think about it, I don't think the infrastructure of the women's game is at the stage where it can support consistent test cricket. For me, there's only a couple nations, 3 at most.
Camilla Matthew Broom is bowling the last over of the innings.
With her off spinners.
There are actually 2 Brooms in the Barbados team. The wicketkeeper Chelsea and Camilla Matthew Broom. This is the last over. Dot ball from the first one. Weeks on 18 from 19 settles. And she's going to... And she's bowled, is it?
Yeah.
She played all over that full pitch delivery and not making the connection. On this occasion, maybe she did not wait on the delivery to come to her and going a little bit too early and being beaten and bowled by Matthew Broom with a second delivery of the last over. She goes back to the pavilion, disappointingly as well. But nonetheless, a good innings from her in the circumstances.
Yeah, good innings, good partnership alongside Zara Skerritt there from skipper Leah Weeks. She's another one where we've seen that the raw materials, if she can be developed, she could be a decent performer for the Leeward Islands going forward. 111 for 3. Matthew Broom picking up her first wicket in her first over, brings Lois George to the crease, coming in at number 5.
And it's a chance for her mother to see her bat apart from bowling and fielding in the Barbados first innings. And straight away, she's off the mark with 2.
Yeah, 2 well-run runs there. She was quick off the mark.
And she has a good friend,
Yeah.
Zara Skerritt.
As you were telling me, she
both
brought...
attend the same school in Yorkshire.
I get the name of the school as well. Up north there in Yorkshire.
No ball signal? Front foot no ball?
Possibly it was umpire Laurie that called it this time. So maybe just overstriding slightly was Camille Matthew Broom.
Well, let's see if Louis George can take advantage of it.
Where are her options? Probably look to take on that mid-on fielder who's up in the circle. Anything straight, just there.
She's hitting it high in the air, down the ground. They will get at least one. They're coming back for the second one. Skerritt has to hustle. And she made it.
Once again, showing good fitness levels is Zara Skerritt. Continuing to run these runs very well. This time 2. Not quite full in length, but George opting to go down the ground.
She's getting a well-flighted delivery and has to respect it. Another 2 deliveries remaining in this over.
So it will be a formality for Barbados, but in the grand context of things, 207 Barbados, Leeward's 114. Had over 300 runs scored here today,
which is very good for this tournament.
Mm.
That brings up the end of the over, the end of the innings. So we were about a ball or 2 behind based on our graphics in the commentary position. So 115 is it that the Leeward Islands 115 for 3 after 20 overs. So Barbados winning by 93 runs. Barbados, congratulations to them. Their second win in 3 matches. The first one was rain affected, no result, and they have won their second match on the trot, and they would go to the top of the standings with what is it 5 points, 2-4 win and 1-4 draw.
Yes, still unbeaten in this tournament, Barbados. Kudos to them. But overall, from what we've seen here, it's been a fantastic festival of girls cricket on show. We've had over 300 runs, just the 5 wickets lost in the match so far. For the Leewards, though, Zara Skerritt, the standout batter, 37 not out. But the day belongs to Ebony Brathwaite.
133 not out, and let's hope that she has not injured her shoulder too seriously. She was taken to the ambulance station here at the Coolidge Cricket Ground, and as we see the players end up giving pleasantries, congratulating each other and shaking hands of each other, along with the coaching and management staff at both teams. Barbados winning by 93 runs, and the Leewards will have to go back to the drawing board and strategize for the next game coming up on tomorrow. And Barbados certainly will take all the plaudits from their performance in this match. Closing thoughts from you, Mali?
Well, I thought it was a fantastic game all around. Obviously, the standout in Ebony Brathwaite, showing all her class, all her power. After giving a few chances early, she really settled down, and it was a truly special innings from an under-19 women's player here in the Rising Stars tournament. 136 from 70-yard deliveries. really leading the way for Barbados. And as expected, Barbados came out victorious in this game, but spare a thought for the Leewards. 116 for 3 batting out their 20 overs. Zara Skerritt 37 off 55 deliveries. Yes, well played all round. Even though Barbados picked up 4 points, spare a thought for the Leewards. They're improving and improving very quickly indeed.
Certainly share those comments and sentiments expressed by you, Maddie. So tomorrow, the Leewards are up against Trinidad and Tobago here at Coolidge. The game beginning at 9 a.m. And Barbados, they will be up against Jamaica at the Liberty Sports Club ground. That game beginning at 10 a.m. And the second match here tomorrow will be Guyana against Windward Islands. But we'll be here. We're not going anywhere as yet. We'll take a break because this match has been concluded. And then we come back for the second match of the doubleheader here at Coolidge. Is Jamaica against Guyana. Until then, on behalf of my co-commentator, Maddie Richards, Colin James,